What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live this beautiful, absolutely wonderful Take Thursday morning. It is Thursday, August the 4th, and we are here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, and I'm super excited y'all are hanging out with me today. Want to say, hey, look, you can follow me on social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. You can also follow Miami Sports Music on social media at MIA Sports Music on Twitter and at Miami Sports Music on all the rest of the social media platforms. Hey, look, if you want to sign up and become a member of the family, make sure you guys do that today. Sign up. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. I would love for you to sign up and become part of the family. Make sure you guys, I put the link in the chat here. Let's get 3 new members today. 3 new members to join the family. Let's go. Would love to see it. Also, hey, look, if you haven't hit that like button already and subscribe to the channel, make sure y'all do that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost a thing to do those things. Becoming a member of the channel and subscribing to the channel, 2 different things. Subscribe is free. Member means you become part of the family. And there's different perks that you'll get with that throughout the football season this year, which I'm pretty stoked and excited about. Hey, look, if you also want to help the channel grow by donating, there's a few different ways you can do that. The first way is you can use the YouTube live super chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. You can also use $MSM Podcast Network. The QR code is right on your screen on Cash App. And you can also use PayPal, which is also MSM Podcast Network. Also, want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports, the best place to get all your cards, jerseys, balls, and hard-to-find items. Make sure you follow ZSM Sports, specializing in sports memorabilia. And you can follow them on all the social media platforms. And I want to give a big shout out to Zachary. If you guys want to go ahead and do that, make sure you guys do that. Zach's awesome. Christmas is coming up soon. It's only August 4th. Christmas is right around the corner. Go ZSM Sports. Get all your sports memorabilia stuff. Also want to give a big shout out to Hangry Owls. Good food, good mood, craft subs and salads. Hangry Owls. Absolutely amazing. Aldo's awesome. You can find them in Pembroke Pines. So Daniel's in the back room. So Daniel, if you're listening and you want some good subs, don't go to Publix, man. Go to Hangry Owls. Okay, Pembroke Pines, 305-279-5332. And make sure you follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Hangry Owls, HANGRYALS. And if you guys use the special code SKPL, remember this, SKPL, which is my social media thing, spread kindness, positivity, and love, you will get $3 off of your sub when you go to purchase at Hangry Owls. And if you guys do it on Friday, you'll get $6 off of your sub. I'm just saying, that's a good deal. SKPL special code. Make sure you guys use that over at Hangry Owls. And then want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor of the show, Tailgreeter. Absolutely amazing. Make sure you download the app on your current Apple or Android device today. Presented by Tailgreeter, the entire show. It's awesome. It doesn't cost a thing to download the app. It's free, and you will get access to find out where the best tailgates are at across the country. If you're going to Miami, East 32 Dolphins tailgate. If you're going to be in Baltimore, we're doing it with Jimmy's Famous Seafood. We got a big thing over there. Super excited about that. Matter of fact, since I have Daniel in the back room looking, just want to remind y'all, okay, Sunday, Tailgreeter VIP tailgate right outside the stadium in Baltimore. All you can drink, all you can eat, DWA swag bag, live pregame show with myself, the Tailgreeter pregame show, live DJ, special performance by Solo D, tailgate games, and we're going to have a raffle for Dolphins items and memorabilia. If you want to come hang out with us, you got to purchase tickets on the Tailgreeter app. Okay. And this is with Jimmy's Famous Seafood, who's like the best restaurant in Baltimore. They got the best crab cakes. They got all that good stuff. It's not just going to be seafood there. They're going to have a plethora of food. It's going to be amazing. It's not just burgers and hot dogs. And then Valley Fanatics, one of the best fan clubs for the Miami Dolphins. So make sure you check them out too. The night before, maybe Daniel can show up to this. This will be at Jimmy's Famous Seafood, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. the night before, that Saturday night, we're doing a big meet and greet. Who are we meeting and greeting with? Each other, guys. The fans. We're going to try to get a former player to come out. We're working on it. It's been difficult, but at worst case scenario, it's just going to be us. We're going to hang out, free to come out. Doesn't cost anything. We're going to have a special menu for Dolphins fans, drink specials, and a portion of all the proceeds will go to charity, just like the Sunday stuff will too as well. We'll have a live DJ, live podcast with myself, and we'll also do another raffle for Dolphins items and memorabilia. So again, make sure you purchase now on Tailgreeter. Download the app. It's free, doesn't cost anything, or go to the website, tailgreeter.com. Okay, what's going on, everybody? Today is a great show. We got a big one lined up for you today. Miami Herald Thursdays, not Tuesdays. We got Daniel Oyefusi, host of the Dolphins In-Depth podcast, and the best Dolphins beat reporters as far as I'm concerned. And live at 10 a.m., we got our girl, special co-host for the day, Dolphreaky, will be in the building. So shout out to Allie. She's going to come hang out with us, and we're going to talk Dolphins football, which I'm excited about. So without further ado, my brother from another mother, you love this guy. I love this guy. He's the best in the game. I don't care what anybody says. Mr. Daniel Oyefusi's in the building. What's up, Daniel?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. You gonna come eat some Jimmy's Famous Seafood with us?
I mean, I might just have to. It's been a minute since I had me some, so I might just have to.
Dude, Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Look, I'm a big guy. I know food. Jimmy's Famous Seafood's the way to go. Okay, and you've been there before, so you know I'm not lying to these people. Tell these people I'm not lying.
It's solid. It's solid. It's solid for sure.
Okay, man. You're not at training camp this morning. It is a morning without practice. How? Just tell me how everything's been so far.
Well,
not on the field, just in general, just the atmosphere, the people in the building. How's that been?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, this. I know some fans that follow me on Twitter know this. I missed a couple of days because of a COVID diagnosis last Thursday. So I've been at 3 practices. I was at the first practice. I was at practice Tuesday, Wednesday. So I fortunately got the opportunity to be there with some fans the past couple of days. And it's been fun. It's been fun. The first day was a lot of excitement just to be out there and see the players, the entire 90-man roster out there. See some of the new additions, some of the guys that, we didn't really see during the offseason workout program, like Raheem Mostert and, Alec Ingold and Teron Armstead. Those guys were back on the field, so that was good to see. And again, it's funny. I was talking about with some of the guys on the beat. You get excited for training camp, and then after the first couple of days, all the days just kind of blend together.
Together.
Yeah, and there's not much differentiating, one day from the other outside of something really, really crazy happening. But it's still been fun just to see the progression of the team, see some guys start to flash and pop out and stuff like that. So it's been fun for sure.
Okay, hey, look, if you like what you're watching right now, make sure you hit the like button. This is Clock Blockers, home of the Miami Dolphins #1 morning show. We are with Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald for the Miami Dolphins report. Daniel, let's talk about some off-the-field stuff before we dive right into players and stuff like that. There's a few things I want to address, okay? Mm-hmm. The first thing I want to address this morning is something that I think is important for me to at least ask you, because it was a big discussion yesterday within Wildin' Out Wednesday. And I'm sure you've seen Wildin' Out Wednesday before. It gets 12 people on the panel and a lot of fans and a lot of different people feel some type of way about everything. All right. Everybody has an opinion. But one thing we wanted to talk about was this news about Tua getting married, and how it broke, and how Andy Slater allegedly, not allegedly, he came out and said it in his tweet. I had a source at the clergy, and this is, I found this out. Apparently he's married. There's a couple things I want to ask you. As a beat reporter, is there some sort of decorum or, I guess, professionalism that you carry yourself with, or you expect your colleagues to carry yourself with? Because I feel like, and this is just my opinion, and I want you to tell me if I'm wrong or you feel differently. I feel like Andy Slater is somebody who covers the team, right? That's his job, to cover the team or cover sports. And I feel like your job is to cover sports and stuff like that. If somebody's not doing anything negative off the field, is there a line that can be crossed with beat reporters?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that they're definitely. I mean, you're right. My job is to cover the team. You know, if you're a beat reporter, your job is to cover the team. But I do think that there's an interesting conversation to be had about what line is to be crossed and shouldn't be crossed in terms of a player's personal life. And it gets tricky because you're talking about public figures, and you're talking about, in this case, public records. So stuff that you, I could have, any random person could have looked up this information and found it. Um, but when it comes to covering the team and the privacy of a public figure, there is a fair question to be had. How far do we go? I will say that we did discuss this. That the conversation did come up with some of the writers, just in terms of what is to be gained from there. Um, how is it something that's really worth it? Um, it's clear that he obviously did not intend for this to come out, or at least the way it did. Because we spoke about guys over the offseason like Mike Gesicki and Brandon Jones, who posted photos of their weddings and their marriages, their newlywed marriages, which more or less invited questions to be asked. And when we asked
Mhm.
Mike Gesicki about this, about his marriage during the offseason, he was very forthcoming. He welcomed it. He was perfectly fine with that. I mean, that was an instance where he posted pictures. He was perfectly fine with people asking questions and talking about it. We know Tua is a very private person. He said that yesterday. So there was a thought process of like, it's clear that he didn't want this to come out the way it did. Um, you know, I believe that people had known about this. I was not aware of this prior to the tweet coming out. So this was new information to me. But again, there is a question of at what point do you kind of not cross that line? I think that when you start to get into family dealings, I think that there is a fair question and a fair point to be made that maybe you don't, report, just kind of freely report stuff as usual. But again, this was a public record. I mean, anybody could have found this. I mean, I was talking to guys and I said, hey, I had an internship at TMZ where, like, I mean, people literally just look up public records during the day.
But
And
that's TMZ, and right, and
yeah,
so
that's
here's
fair. That's fair. I mean, but TMZ is still, it's not, people have their feelings about TMZ, but it's still, I mean, anybody could have done this. I mean, they do this at standard legacy newspapers where people just look up public records, look up court filings, look up police records,
I get
and
I get
find
that.
this.
I get that. So here's there's a couple of questions I want to ask you in here, because to me this is very important, about how you guys do your job and how the public perceives people do their job that covers football teams. And I'm just giving you some of the layout of what fans said to me yesterday. Okay.
Mhm.
Fans were like, well, they're public figures, they're sports athletes, they get paid millions of dollars, and when with that comes the public eye, quote unquote. Okay. And when you're in the public eye, everything is fair game. I don't think that's a true statement. I don't think that's true.
I
I
don't agree
think
with
these
that
guys
either.
are entitled to some privacy. I think these guys are entitled to some fair amount of, hey, if my if I want to keep my private life private, that's how I choose to do it. The other thing that makes it a little weird to me as well is it's his private life, but it has nothing to do with his on the field stuff,
And
right?
that's fair. That's fair, and I agree with that. Which is why, again, I think a part of the discussion was, what does this benefit us? But again, that there's a twofold side to it, where he is a public figure, and just because of that, there is interest in that. Um, now whether it should be divulged or whatnot, again, you could argue at both sides, but because he's a public figure, there's just naturally going to be interest in that. And I think that one could argue that because of that, it is something, I don't necessarily agree with it, but one could argue that it is something that, it is newsworthy, quote unquote. Again, I don't think that this was like, I mean, I know Tua said it was disrespectful. I understand that. I respect his privacy.
Mhm.
He said, "Oh, he must have been camping out the courthouse." I mean, that didn't happen. Again, this is a public record. I mean, it was probably going to come out.
So his tweet, Andy Slater's tweet, to allude to it, said, I had a source within the clergy who told me that somebody got married a couple of weeks ago, or whatever he said.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like hounding Tua and outside of the
No,
courthouse,
but
like
I
stalking him.
feel like once you get let's say he had a clergy, right? let's say he wasn't going diving for it and somebody told him this. I would like to think that somebody as respectable as you would have went up and said, hey, just so you know, I was told that you were married. I don't know if it's okay for me to announce this or not, but I want to respect your privacy in this situation. But, is it something that you would be okay with me tweeting or something like that? I feel like that in that situation, that's how it should have been handled with Andy Slater. That's how I feel about it. And I've never met Andy. Don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
I've never had a single conversation with him. I just know
Okay, so
I can't
all I can go is based on this, and I thought, since you cover the team on a day in, day out basis, I just wanted to get your point or your view on this, because I think it's important, because throughout the offseason we were talking about how many times Tua went golfing. We talked about how you go and you bring up the TMZ stuff and with other players. If somebody gets arrested, I could see that being newsworthy to a football team. I understand that, right? But somebody got married, and I just don't see it being that big of a deal, and that's just my opinion of it.
I understand that, and again, just knowing that it wasn't something that Tua necessarily invited, just knowing that he is a more private person and maybe the average public figure, the average football player, the average NFL quarterback. There was a kind of thought process to be had. Well, is this worth bringing up? Is it worth writing about? I didn't write about it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I know some other people wrote about it. They mentioned it. I didn't mention it because I just didn't see the value in it. I mean, the news came out.
I agree with you.
If that was just my personal decision. I didn't think that it was worth writing about, just given whether it was quote unquote newsworthy, and the fact that he did let it be known that it was something that he'd like to keep private. It's out there now, but he said that he would have liked he likes to keep his personal life private. So just out of respect for that, and just the fact that I didn't think it was really newsworthy in the context of what I was writing that day, I just decided not to write about it. But it's out there, and again, I think that but this is life as a public figure. I mean, it's not fair all the time, but life isn't fair, and this is just what comes with being a public figure. So again, I don't think that there wasn't any malicious intent on the way the news came out. But I also wonder, and I understand too, saying it was quote unquote disrespectful. But again, that's life as a public figure. I don't think anybody was trying to be malicious or disrespectful.
The last thing I'll say to it, and then we'll move on to talk about real football stuff, okay, is I understand the people that say, he's a public figure, he's an entertainer. I don't agree with it, but I get where people come from with that, because unfortunately that is the life that we live, right? That's the world that we live in. And unfortunately that is, look, that's how the way society operates and works sometimes. And then the other thing I'll also say to it too is, from Andy Slater's standpoint, I know what he might not, I know you're saying maybe not what he might have meant to do, but the reality is it caused it. I feel like when a writer does something, writers are entitled to make mistakes, just like I'm entitled to make mistakes. Everybody's entitled to make mistakes. If it was truly, I'd like to see something from Andy Slater saying, hey, look, earlier this past week, I broke some news that probably shouldn't have been broke. I see how that, could be, something. You can agree to disagree with how I did it, but I apologize if it hurt anybody. I would like to see that from Andy Slater personally. I think that's something that's needed.
I get that. I mean, again, I don't even think it was a mistake. I mean, truthfully, I think that because you can again, I just said we can look at it twofold. You can look at it both ways. I don't think it was necessarily a mistake. But again,
the repercussions and ramifications of it did have consequences, and that is right now Andy Slater's kind of looked at a little differently amongst his peers and within players. So
I might
not care about that.
Yeah, you could say that, but again, I respect Tua's wishes to be private, but at the same time, nobody meant to be. There was no predatory action.
There was no malicious intent.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Moving on, Daniel. I appreciate you talking about that with me. I just thought that you brought a unique perspective on that. You work, you're a part of the media. And let me just ask, do you find it difficult sometimes that when you get something to sit on it, like, is this something that I should break? Is this something that I should talk about? Is that something that you struggle with personally?
No, I think so. And that comes with the job, weighing the newsworthiness, the accuracy of news, all of that comes into it. Like a lot of times, because we live in such a fast-paced business. I mean, I'm sure even in that case, it was like you got the news and you're like, whoa, this is big news. Like, a lot of people were probably interested and want to know about this. And I mean, and truthfully, just going back real quick, I mean, it was something that people were like, people were interested. I mean, there was buzz about that. People were happy for Tua. People were saying congratulations on Twitter. Fans were happy for him and whatnot. So I mean, it was something that was like was newsworthy. I mean, I think to some extent it was newsworthy. But yeah, I mean, in a fast-paced business such as this, when you get information, yeah, you do kind of wrestle with like, is this something that it should be put out? You need to verify it and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
And when you're doing stuff on the football field, like, so, to transition into football, you guys have a list of rules in which you guys have to abide by as far as tweeting is concerned, as far as putting stuff out, first team, second team. How, not to put you on the spot with the Dolphins, that's not what this question is meant to do, and I hope that it doesn't do it, but do you find it difficult when you're reporting sometimes that you might be like, player X is with first string? Okay, I can't say that. All right, let me erase that. Do you find yourself stopping yourself because you're allowed to say and not allowed to say?
No, I mean, even when I was back at practice, I mean, like, I would see a play and then I'd be like, well, can I describe it this way? And I'd like go to Barry or I go to somebody else and I'm like, can I describe it this way? Can I describe it that way? Because my thing is, like, I want to give a full picture. I mean, for full transparency, I got I'm not in trouble, but I got a little warning last year, like on my like third day out there, because I like gave too much information about a certain play and it never crossed my mind, because I was like, oh, I'm just trying to do my job and like explain what happened on the play. And I didn't say like this guy was on the first team or die. I just kind of like described what I saw in terms of like pre-snap and post-snap and everything. And it was just a tweet, and I had thought nothing of it. And after the fact, it was like, nah, you can't do that. So yeah, I mean, especially even you can't tweet first team, you can't tweet exact formation and stuff like that. I mean, I want to be like as informative as possible. I mean, I'm not, again, like I enjoy my job. I take a lot of pleasure in like what I do, but I mean, I'm doing a job. I'm trying to like be as informative as possible. So when I can't do that, I gotta like second guess my, like, I'm like, it's a little like kind of hamstrings you a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's like training camp is only like 1 month out of 7 months that I'm covering the team. After this, I don't have to report on practice in any like extreme detail outside of like
at that point it's all about the games. It's about
and once we get to the games, we see all this, which I think is kind of like the foolishness and like all this stuff anyway. The fact that we see all this stuff in the preseason games and the regular season anyway. But if you want to keep that if you want to be covert or keep that uncertainty for an extra couple of weeks, like whatever, like that's their prerogative. But we're gonna see all this stuff in preseason and regular season anyway, and then in regular season I can tweet out exact formations, first team, everything anyway. But I understand, it's their rules. Every team is different. So you just go with it. And again, this is a couple more weeks, and then we go to games that really matter. So I try not to make too big of a deal about it.
Okay, now let's talk about what you have seen on the field and what you're allowed to say and not allowed to say, because there are contradicting tweets, there are contradicting stories. Daniel, I trust you.
That's training camp for you. That's training camp for you. I said that's training camp for you. Everybody has a different set of eyes. Even I'm not gonna lie, my colleagues, they'll be sending out stuff, and I'm like, I didn't see that. I'm like, where that happened?
What play were they looking at? We're looking at the same field. No, I get it. So yesterday, my good friend, my brother from another mother, who also has his own YouTube channel, TD Fins Talk, has been at training camp the last few days, and there was some buzz about the way he perceived camp yesterday compared to way some other people. So there's some people in the media that are portraying, okay, hey, look, this person is having a great training camp or had a great day yesterday. And, TD was like, I don't know if he had a great day yesterday. You guys want to talk about 6 of the 60 passes that person might have thrown, or you want to talk about, this particular wide receiver on 1 or 2 plays when he gets 50 reps. And let's talk about all the different reps that they do. Yeah. My question to you is, I guess my first question is, when I hear something from a particular beat reporter, do I take them at its word, or do I realize that's also coming, A, maybe with some biasism, and B, it's that person's perception of what they're viewing? Because what you look at and what I look at, we might perceive it 2 different ways, correct?
No, I mean, that's correct. I mean, everyone has different vantage points. I mean, hey, I'm sitting. So the Dolphins have like a setup in the bleachers where the media sits, or on the first row. They have like these like kind of like they have like these metal or steel little like desks that they kind of set up, but you can kind of fold them up and put your laptops there and write. So I'm sitting in the bottom row, so I can work, as I watch. But my vantage point is a little different from someone that's a little higher up. They're seeing it from more of an aerial view. I'm seeing it more from a field level view. So sometimes you see different things. Everyone's sitting in different spots. Everyone's keying on different things. I mean, there's people that just watch the quarterback. People will tell you that's not the best way to watch football games. You look for spots, not particular people. There's people that just look at the offensive line play, so they can key on that. That's why maybe you see more offensive linemen, defensive lineman updates from a certain person. There's some people that are just looking out for a particular player. Like, I just want to watch this wide receiver, so they watch that. So all of that blends comes to, all that results in different, different vantage points, different reports, different perspectives. I think that, as fans, I would encourage people to, like, not just follow one person, like follow multiple reporters that you like, and use all of that to come to your, like, to get a broad view of practice. Because again, there's going to be stuff that I miss. I mean, you can't watch every single rep, every single player. It's just not possible. I'm one person with two eyes. But if you follow multiple people, you're going to get different perspectives and get a much more detailed report from practice. So again, like, I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to go into, like, say, be like guys are reporting with bias, because I think that we have a lot of subconscious bias. I really don't think that
That's
anybody.
probably what I should have said. I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah. I
That's
don't think
what I
anybody
meant
has like
by
a
that. I
conscious
didn't
agenda.
mean
Like,
that they were
yeah,
reporting based on, well, maybe one person in particular I might think that way about, but I'm
yeah,
not going
yeah.
to name
I,
names.
I mean, I
But
mean,
yeah.
real quick, we hear a lot about this, like, agenda. People have agenda. I mean, God, like, it's just not like people. We don't. I'll be honest. We don't care that much. Like, I don't
Mhm.
care that much to have a conscious agenda. And if I do have a conscious agenda, like, I don't know where that's getting me. It's not like that's affecting the team anyway. So I don't have a conscious agenda that I'm out there like I'm gonna target this guy. My colleagues, we don't have conscious agendas. There might be some subconscious thing that we all have that we work to try to overcome. But in
Mhm.
terms of, like, practice reports, again, I think it's just different perspectives. We're watching different things from different places. But it's good to, like I said, follow multiple people and get a broadened, detailed report from each individual day.
Now, let's talk. Scott Paulus with the $5 donation. Thank you very much, Scott. He said, "Ask Daniel." And if you want to, donate to the channel, put a question into Daniel. Just use the hashtag Ask Daniel, and we'll get it in here for you. He said, "Should we be worried about offensive line and running game? Do we need free agents for O line?" So this is something. This is part of where I wanted to go with my questioning with you, Daniel. There are people that have said, "Oh, look, there's been no real true offensive line put together. They've been piecemealing it because players have been in and out or not playing." But at the same time, it looks like every time we watch a highlight, there's been a couple of highlights where some particular people like Liam Eichenberg or Austin Jackson have been getting pancaked from Jalen Phillips or somebody on the defensive line. Should we be worried about the O-line? And what have you seen from the offensive line? We'll talk about the running backs here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm in a holding point with the offensive line right now. I put a tweet out after practice where I said, I'm very interested to see how this offensive line with Teron Armstead, because he's been kind of in and out of the lineup as they do kind of like a veteran maintenance, load management program with him and some other vets. I'm holding off my full thoughts on the offensive line until I see them in, a joint practice and or a preseason game. I think that as the pads have come on, I think we start to see a little bit more. I mean, I know McDaniel and some of the coaches told us, like, hey, the physicality is not changing too much because we already practice a certain way without the pads. The past 2 days, because I came back on the first day of pads, so I've been there for the 2 days of pads, and the defensive line has more than not had its way with the offensive line. Teron Armstead also hasn't been in there, but again, one guy shouldn't and doesn't change the offensive line. So you still have the four starters who are expected to start the season there. Um, we talked about the running game is looking good. Guys are springing runs without the pads. They put the pads on, and it hasn't been the same. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They're snuffing out stuff in the run game, particularly on the left side where Teron Armstead hasn't been in the lineup the past 2 days. Um, So I do have some questions. I mean, even after the all-season workouts, I did have some questions. I think that and I put this in the tweet as well. I think some of the pressure that we've seen has been understated because quarterbacks can't be touched. So after a while, you're just gonna either tag the quarterback off or you're gonna let up. I mean, I saw Jalen Phillips you know, come off the edge, and his first move got stopped, which I mean it was a good rep by Austin Jackson. Let me give credit; it was a good rep. But you didn't see him like really like complete the rep in terms of like pushing through to try to affect the quarterback because you don't want to hurt the quarterback. There's a lot of cases where guys fly through the offensive line and then they veer off the quarterback just to let him complete the pass. And then we have everyone saying, "Oh, they completed a pass," and it's like, nah, that would have been a sack in a real game, or that would have been an effective throw. So again, and a fan mentioned this to me or asked me this yesterday. The quarterback still can't be touched in the joint practices, but there's going to be more physicality. I mean, there's going to be more physicality because you're going up against somebody that's not your teammate, so you really don't care as much. I mean, you're really trying to make a play out there. They might be going full tackle to the ground. They might be going full contact as well during these joint practices. So you're going to see a little more physicality ratcheted up during these practices, and obviously these joint practices, and obviously during preseason games. But right now, I'm a little uncertain about the offensive line. I mean, again, I expect this offensive line to be better, but I mean, you talked about this. I mean, how much better are you going to get? You were the worst. Everyone says you were the worst unit in the league last season. I mean, how much better can you get? They had some good additions, but I do think that there's some fair questions. And again, they go up against a really, really good defensive line every single day. So they're not going to win every single rep. But these past 2 days, I've been seeing the defensive line really snuff out the stuff in the run game, and that's of the utmost importance. I mean, you can have Tyreek Hill, you can have Jalen Waddle, all these guys, but I'm telling you, I mean, when the season starts, they're just going to play. Teams are going to just play two deep safeties and just like dare you to run. And if you can't do that, you can have all these guys, but I mean, it's hard to complete 3rd and 10,
Yeah,
3rd
complete
and
passes
11.
if you don't have an O-line. And that's kind of where, look, I'll tell you personally, my biggest fear or my biggest question mark is the O-line and the entire team. And I think it should be everybody's. And some of that comes from previous regimes and previous, camps where I'm just like, guys, this offensive line is not cutting the mustard. What are we doing here? Like, make some trades, bring in some free agents. JC Tretter's out there. There's a couple of players on some teams that have been linked to trades. Tampa Bay, Chicago, Green Bay, I think. There's a couple of places where they're like, okay, Dallas, I think, is even a place too, where they're like, okay, there's some offensive linemen that could be eligible for a trade. Why are the Dolphins not? Why do you think the Dolphins aren't actively, aggressively seeing it? Now, my thought is, that all might change after 2 days of inter squad with Tampa Bay and a preseason game, but they also you normally don't see anything till after the 3rd week of training camp. But by that point, players might be gone.
Yeah. Now, before I fully answer that question, I want to say the offensive line hasn't been bad. I mean, I've seen some. I mean, I'm not saying it's been bad. I mean, I've seen honestly some very, very good reps especially from guys like Austin Jackson. I mean, it hasn't been like a turnstile. I'll say that it has not been like a turnstile. But I still do have questions. I will say that first off, I think they want to make it work. I think that I will say I'm encouraged. I'm glad that they haven't been like mixing and matching the starting offensive line as much as we saw last summer with guys moving in and out of different spots. So I'm glad that they've just kind of like stuck guys at spots and said, hey, we're going to grow there. But in terms of why they haven't been active in like getting another free agent offensive lineman, I think that they're bullish and happy with the progress that the group has made. Again, it hasn't been terrible. It hasn't been an abomination. It hasn't been a complete mess. They've won some reps, they've lost some reps. I mean, that's what happens in training camp. I'm talking about just like big picture down the line. It's just going to be an offense line that can sustain this entire group for 17 games to win games. That's what I'm looking at. And I think that they understand that there's like an arc and there's a progression. You have Austin Jackson playing right tackle, kind of a new position. You have Liam Eichenberg playing left guard, kind of a new position. Connor Williams playing center, kind of being a new position. There's an arc and there's a learning curve, and they want to see it out. But again, I think that if it really doesn't progress or kind of regresses, yeah, you might see that move. But I don't think that, we're at the point where we're saying, oh, we need to we're bringing in, new guys. I don't think we're nearly at that point yet. They want to ride this out and see these guys continue to progress.
Okay, let's dive into running backs. Running backs are obviously something that at camp is going to be a lot of things because of the way Mike McDaniel is going to institute or implement this offense. I believe personally there's going to be 3, maybe 4 slots. And I think you got Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, and then after that, you got to put Alec Ingold, in my opinion, in that running back category, right, for a roster spot wise. And then it's up. I don't want to say it's up in the air, but Sony Michel seems like he'll be the 4th. And then you have Myles Gaskin, and you still got Zaquandre White as well as Jared Dokes that is also there. And there's a lot of fans that are high on Dokes and White. But are either one of these guys going to have any opportunity to overtake one of the 3 or 4 spots? My personal opinion is no. But in general, what have you seen from the running backs, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, so it's been interesting to see how that's kind of developed, because you have some veterans who are going to be on the team, but are on this veteran maintenance program as well. So I mean, Chase Edmonds didn't practice yesterday because he was on load management. Raheem Mostert didn't practice because he's on kind of a rehab. Not rehab process, but kind of easing.
I'll say ramp up with him. I'll say
ramp up. So like he was in a red non-contact jersey, but he wasn't in pads. Like, so he just didn't practice yesterday, as well as Alec Ingold. So you have some guys who, like, if healthy, they're going to be ready to go. And even Sony Michel. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of Sony Michel in 11-on-11. So once we get to 11-on-11s, I mean, if it's been mostly Edmonds, Gaskin, Ahmed, and then Zaquandre White. I think that all those guys have flashed. I think that with Edmonds, you definitely see the speed and the shiftiness. Mostert, we know he's one of the fastest guys in there, so when healthy, he's going to be a big part of that. But I think that, again, as I said before, like, kind of training camp opened up. A lot of it depends on, like, the health. I mean, now I'm looking at, like, the health of not only Mostert, but I don't know what's going on with Sony Michel because I thought he was healthy, but I guess they got him on, like, a veteran maintenance program. So if all 3 of those guys are ready to go, I said before training camp started that I thought that they might just keep 3 running backs and Alec Ingold. But the more training camp progresses, and it's like I want to see, like, are these guys available to play in preseason? Are they really ready for a decent workload once the season starts? I'm starting to think, yeah, we might see a 4th running back. I mean, and even looking back on past San Francisco 49ers teams.
Does that include Ingold?
No, I'm not counting Ingold.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fullback. He's not really going to get a ton of carries. Might get some
Quandre White is going to get a ton of carries in preseason.
Yeah,
I think Jared Dokes will.
I think in joint practices in preseason. Well, we'll see about joint practices because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if McDaniel. It's going to be interesting to see his approach. Because we know that Brady and a lot of veterans aren't going to play in the first preseason game. The Bucs already said, so they're going to get a ton of reps during the 2 joint practices. So I wonder if McDaniel, like, is kind of easing these guys in the first 2 weeks of training camp, and then he's like, hey, we're going to go full throttle, first team, main guys, go all out, not all out, but get a real good heavy workload during the 2 joint practices, and then we're going to sit you up for the preseason game. If I had to guess, I think that would be the process. But again, I'm just trying to see, like, where these guys are health wise, because we see these guys practicing a bit. They're in 7-on-7 sometimes. They're in 11-on-11s, and then they're out for 2 days. But just given, like, kind of some of the questions about the health of that running back group, I'm starting to think, yeah, they might keep a 4th back just for insurance. But they could also just keep 3 and then keep 2 backs on the practice squad and then just elevate.
Yeah, but then you have to. So here's my issue that I stated early this week with that, Daniel. If Gerard Dokes and Zaquandre White get a bulk of the carries this preseason, what's going to happen at the end of preseason or at the end of training camp when teams that are in need of a running back say, well, let's go through the stat chart of preseason, who had quality, let's go look at games. If these guys are going to get a ton of carries, you're not going to be able to stash these guys because there's teams that are going to want to go get them. That's fair, and that's the risk that all 31 other teams are going. I mean, there's hundreds of guys that were like that the teams are going, dang, if we can just sneak this guy through waivers to get him on the. I mean that happens a lot. And I think that
It's kind of, I think that's a little overblown. I mean, I thought Reed Sinnett looked really good last year.
I loved
People,
Reed
and,
Sinnett
and then
in that
people were
last
saying,
preseason game.
and then people were saying, oh, like I don't know if we're gonna be able to sneak him on the practice squad, and then they got him again. Obviously, he went to the Eagles.
The moment he became available, he got snatched up. Really,
well,
though, Daniel.
But during the cut down, they cut him, and people were like, "Oh, I wonder if they're gonna get Reed Sinnett. If somebody's gonna claim Reed Sinnett," and nobody claimed Reed Sinnett. Even for run, I mean, again, because the thing is, you have to remember if you claim a guy off waivers, you're committing him to the 53-man roster at least for that week. So you got to cut somebody else. And there's already, I mean, again, like these roster spots are very, very sacred. I mean, that's the risk that you take, though. I mean, Jared Dokes took a bunch of carries last year, and they got him right back on the practice squad. That's the risk that they take. I do think that, that could maybe influence their decision to just keep a fourth guy on the roster, and not expose him to waivers. But again, I mean, it depends. I mean, I do think that the more a week in a training camp, I do kind of tend to think that they're maybe going to keep a fourth running back just because of the uncertainty around some of the veterans. But we'll see. I mean, they said the plan was for Mostert to be ready week 1. We could come to week 1 and he has no limitations. He's ready to go. I mean, he was clear for training camp, so he can be out. He can practice, but they're obviously being very, very judicious in his reps and his workload this summer.
100%. I totally get that. I understand that. All right, let's go to tight ends a little bit. Mike Gesicki, we haven't seen or heard a lot from him. What I have been told, what I have seen is that he's pretty much in camp learning how to block or doing a million not learning, but getting better at blocking and doing a million blocking drills. And we've gotten to see people like Hunter Long and Ethan Carter. I've even heard a little bit about him that he's been doing okay, but I don't know what's true and what's not true. So I need you to give me the lowdown on what's up with tight ends right now.
Yeah, that's a good question. So yesterday, we had spoken to the offensive coaches before practice, offensive assistants. So we spoke to John Hangry, and he had a very, I think that throughout since this new staff has been here, they've kudos to them for not saying anything negative. They've supported Gesicki. They've expressed their optimism that they can make it work with him in this offense, that he could fit in this offense. But we get out to practice. And, for the first handful of 11-on-11s, I don't see Gesicki at all.
Yep, I mean, that's what I heard, and that's what was tweeted. You're not
just
standing.
He's just standing with the other tight ends that are out there. I mean, and multiple occasions I went to Barry, I went to other guys. I was like, "Do you see Gesicki in here at all?" I mean, it was several plays where he just wasn't with the offense, where he wasn't on the field. And after a while, they did get him back in. He did get in there. He did get several plays. But it seems like, I'll say the tight ends, and some of the tight ends made plays yesterday, like Tanner Conner made some plays. There were some targets to Hunter Long, who had a rough day yesterday. But there haven't been a ton of targets to tight ends just overall. I mean, for the most part, you're seeing Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Ezukama, Braylon Sanders. You're going to see a lot of wide receivers, and occasionally the running back get a lot of targets. And I know that this was an offense that was billed as, being, I don't want to say tight end centric, but the tight end is very important to the offense. But again, McDaniel said that this is going to be an offense that's catered to the skill sets of his players. And the best skill position players on this team are at wide receiver. So we saw Gesicki and Smythe and Shaheen get a bunch of targets in 2021 because they just didn't have the wide receivers to consistently go 3 wide out. They just didn't have the receivers to do 11 personnel and put 3 wide receivers on the field. That's not the case this year. So I think that part of what we're seeing in the first week of training camp is, this is what we're going to see during the season. I mean, they're going to give the ball to their best players, and their best players are mainly at wide receiver. Again, I said I don't think he's the greatest fit for this offense.
You know how we broke down the roster earlier a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And we said 3 tight ends, right?
Yeah.
I think there's 2. I think they only keep 2.
No, there's going to be 3. There's going to be 3.
You think so? Okay.
There's going to be 3 and maybe 4. Just because of the money that's
4.
Yeah. Because of the money that's committed.
No way I see them keeping 4.
Well, I'll say this. the money that's committed to. I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, I don't know because
So,
I just
look, you got Gesicki, right? You got Durham Smythe. You got Adam Shaheen.
No,
You got
no, no.
Hunter Long.
Adam Sheen's not making this team. He's not.
I agree. I agree. All right. So then let's say Hunter Long, right?
And then Ethan Carter.
Ethan Carter.
As the fourth tight end who contributes on special teams. They got to get some. I mean, everyone talks about.
Got to remember, Alec Ingold, you have the book of the 49ers. Kyle Juszczyk played a lot from the tight end position. So they're going to keep 4. No way that happens.
No, that's true. And again, that's where we get into like the numbers game at the back end. I mean, I think that Ethan Carter has a very, very prominent role on special teams. And if he didn't, I would say that, yeah, he's probably not going to make this team. But he has he played out of the non-specialists, like the kickers, punter, long snap. I mean, he was like top 3 in terms of special team snaps. I mean, they had to keep guys on that side of the ball. So for any reason but special teams, I think he'll make this team. I could be wrong.
And I could be wrong too. But the other thing I'll tell you too, I'm interested to know, is Gesicki trade expendable? Like, is he expendable?
I'm not going to go into that because I don't have any sourcing on that. I don't know anything about it. But the more I watch training camp unfold and I watch kind of his role, and I mean, like the more I just think like, what's going on here? I mean, everyone's saying everything. Everyone's saying everything's rosy.
So, but it's not adding up. There's a lot of question marks that you don't have answers to yet on this tight end, but you definitely scratch your head when you see the personnel packaging that you've been seeing so far in training camp.
I can't say exactly what I've seen, but I know I can say this. I haven't seen Gesicki just in general. I'm not talking first team, second team, third team, because truthfully, and I don't know if people have been mentioning this a lot, but they mix and match a lot. I mean, we've seen Skylar Thompson go in at quarterback, and he's throwing a Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So they mix and match to some extent too with some of the personnel.
You just said the key phrase here. You just got so many people excited. You know how many people like Skylar Thompson in the chat here?
No. I'm just saying. I mean, Skylar Thompson is.
Don't get people hyped up, Daniel, on my show. Don't get the chat going crazy, Daniel.
No. I'm not doing none of that because for every 5-7 reps that Teddy and Tua get, Bridgewater's getting a 1. I mean, I'm very confident saying that he's the 3rd quarterback on the depth chart. I mean, I'm pretty confident saying that. But I'm just saying that they mix and match a lot of the personnel that we see in terms of like the skill position players over the course of the 11-on-11s. So I'm not even talking first team, second team, third team. I'm just talking about in general. I've been seeing Gesicki just watching from the sideline a lot, way more than I expected and envisioned him during the first week of training camp. Now, again, if you ask coaches, they'll say, hey, we're doing different packages. We're having guys working on different stuff. But I just have questions about his role in this offense come the regular season.
All right, man. We got to wrap it up a little bit here with you. I do want to ask you a question. So there was a press conference with head coach McDaniel, and you asked a question that we all heard, and you had to go back and tell coach. What did you say to coach? I wasn't saying that I knew you were. Let me tell you that we're watching it live on the stream, and I'm like, that's Daniel's question. And he came back to you, and I was laughing, man. I was like, I can't believe that was funny. Coach McDaniel was like, just so you know, I wasn't alive back then.
I was thinking of the way I was going to phrase that question, and originally I was going to say, I know you weren't born then. However, just growing up in the game, I didn't get that out. And he's a funny guy.
He's giving your answer, you're in your head. You're like, he thinks I thought that he was alive back then.
Nah. I'm like, no.
Did you get crap for that question with the other guys?
Nah. They knew. They even in the moment they knew it was all. They knew McDaniel was just joking.
I mean, fun, not crap. Just like
yeah. I mean, they knew,
like, man, you think all of us are old, don't you, Daniel?
Nah. They knew McDaniel was just joking around, and I made sure to get that in, just to let you know, I didn't think that you were born and you were alive in '72.
It was fun, man. When I was like, next time I have him on, I'm going to call him out about that question. I'm going to let him know we're watching who's asking these questions and who's asking the good ones. And I'm just saying, we're watching, Daniel. We're watching.
I got you.
All right, man. What do you got coming up? Like, this week's crazy, right? Like, so you got practices Friday, throughout the weekend, Sunday. And then I'm assuming you guys will probably be off Monday or Tuesday.
We're off Monday and Tuesday, yeah.
And then Wednesday, everybody goes to Tampa?
Yes, sir. I think joint practices start Wednesday, and the second one is on Thursday, and then on Friday, and then Saturday is the first preseason game.
Well, Saturday is my birthday, August 13th, and it's also the day of the first Dolphins preseason game.
That'd
I
be fun.
coincided that on purpose. I'm just saying I worked with the Dolphins. That really happened. That's a thing. Yeah. So Tuesday, you'll be back on Tuesday.
Tuesday, I should be. Yes, I was gonna say I gotta do a little quick apartment move on Monday, but Tuesday should be good.
Oh, are you moving on up to the east side?
Nah, I'm moving 2 floors up
You're moving
because
2 floors up.
it's a long story. But
Are
I'm
you
moving.
going to the penthouse, Daniel?
Nah,
What?
man, inflation. Nah,
Don't
inflation.
let Miami Herald find out they're paying you too much to do this job.
Nah, inflation going crazy, man. I'm penny
Bro,
pinching.
you ain't never. Hey, you preaching to the choir. Where can the people find all your stuff, Daniel? Tell them where they can find all your stuff online.
Yeah, so obviously, training camp updates are going to be, myriad of them over the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So best way to follow that is on Twitter at Daniel Oyefusi, just like you see below. After practice, me and Barry have our daily practice report. And then we have a whole bunch of stories.
Where's that at? Where's the you and Barry after practice report? That's on the Miami Herald columns.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a notebook with stars of the game, notable plays, injury report, all that good stuff. And then we also have obviously we have a whole bunch of stories coming out from Dolphins training camp. So Miami Herald, MiamiHerald.com. I know you told me to post the link to the Sports Only Pass. I lost track of that, and then COVID hit me, so I really lost track of that. But I'm gonna make sure to tweet out.
Unacceptable. In the words of 1, 2, 3, 4 F's, a guy, a person in the chat who's more than a person. He's a fan of the show. He's a fan of you. This is unacceptable. Okay, Daniel. We need the Sports Only package of the Miami Herald. Okay. That's what we need. Make sure you do that, man. I really want to get that personally for myself. So yeah, make sure you do that. You're the man, Daniel. I love having you on. I'm gonna miss you this year. But we got a few more before the season starts. So it's not over yet between us. The games are still going. And Javon Holland and that, 5 interceptions, 5 sacks, that looks like a good thing. And Jalen Phillips, that man looks
looking
like
good.
Beast.
Javon Holland had a crazy play. I tweeted about. He had a crazy play where he's in the middle of the field. Tua throws up to Lynn Bowden on the sideline, and he just came out of nowhere and just broke it up. And I was like, yeah, this guy's for real. So those two guys are looking real good.
I love you, man. Be good, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll get full practices this weekend, right? Full pads.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's looking like. They could kind of ease. I mean, you never know. Each coach is a little bit different, but I mean, where they're allowed to do full pads now, so we'll see how McDaniel does kind of goes about that.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you Tuesday next week or whenever we'll set it up. But I'm excited to talk to you next week, man.
Yes, sir, man.
All right, man. Be good. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I am your host, Stephen D. Super excited that y'all are hanging out with me this morning. It is a beautiful day. Man, there's so much going on. Just to kind of reiterate, kind of talk about it. It's weird that when I'm watching Twitter, trying to figure out what's going on in practice that day, hey, look, who do I listen to? And I like what Daniel said. Hey, you listen to everybody and you kind of take in, because it is weird. Like I did go back and listen to a little bit of TD stream yesterday. And I did and I was trying to keep up with what maybe Twitter was saying at that moment in time, which was hard to do. But I would say that there is different perceptions from the team compared to way other people might look at it. And I don't think that anybody's right or wrong in their perception or how they're viewing things. I just think it's interesting to see people watching the same thing getting different viewpoints. And that's what's interesting to me. And so I don't think I can personally say things are going great or things are going bad. I can go based on the videos that I see, which are definitely, look, they're going to put good stuff out. They're not going to put bad stuff out. I get that. I understand that. But I also think that, when it comes to the standpoint of what I want to see from my football team, I'm not going to get a clear take of that till the preseason. And then I can kind of base my views at that point. And even then, I'm not going to see a lot of the starters. So it's what it is. All right. Without further ado, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I got my special co-host for the day. She's here. She's ready. She's been at practices this week. She is awesome. Y'all love her. Y'all know her. Miss Dolphreaky.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Oh my God. It's
How are
football
you?
season. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm so excited.
Remember how I used to have ringtones, like real ringtones of like, I don't have songs or anything. I don't do that anymore. But I used to have the Monday Night Football theme, and I would change it at football season, like get ready and and I just hearing that music. I retweeted it yesterday. There was somebody who had all the Fox Sports, the CBS Sports, the ESPN, the Sunday Night Football, and I was like, let's go.
Those songs used to get me so hype.
I am so ready for the first 15 minutes of the game tonight. Just so I can hear the music and hear a little bit of the action the Jaguars and the Raiders play tonight on NBC. And I'm like, yes, I'm ready for 15 minutes of good football. And then I am ready to watch the Scrubs play and put it. Big E actually said it. He put it on his tweet. He's like, I'm ready for the first 15 minutes and then to put it on in the background while I get other stuff done because the Scrubs will be playing.
But listen, it's football, so it's refreshing regardless.
I know. I'm excited about it. So what's up? How you been?
Really good. Just like busy,
Busy, crazy, right?
It's my own fault. I never stop. I just keep adding more and more to my plate. And you know what? It's so much fun. And I love doing what I do. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm very busy.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, Dolphreaky is one of the biggest super fans in the Dolph fan community. She is the co-founder, excuse me, I want to get that right, co-founder of the Southwest Florida Dolph Fan Club. Mm-hmm. She is the founder of a brand new nonprofit called Freaky Friends, right?
Dolphreaky's Friends.
Dolphreaky's Friends. I'm sorry. I'll get it. And you're doing a million other things. You've done, you're doing stuff with East 12 this year. Mm-hmm. You just got a lot going on. Just kind of break down a little bit of everything. What you got going on for Southwest Florida? We'll just start there. The best fan club in Southwest Florida.
Yes, the best and the only fan club in Southwest Florida. So we are just kind of getting ready for watch parties to start. So with our club, a lot of us are season ticket holders. So we all go to the games for the home games, but for the away games, we like to put on big watch parties. And so we have a spot in Fort Myers, the Sandbar and Grill, and they've been so gracious to host us. And so we're just getting our stuff together, like getting our raffles ready, getting all our merch and all our, we're putting out stickers and patches and hats and like doing all of this stuff to spread the word about our club and get people involved. So if you are in Southwest Florida, please join us. We're kind of like all the way from like Tampa downward. So, feel free to travel for our watch parties. On
that other coast, the coast that I don't talk about. Okay, it's not the East Coast; it's the Gulf. That left coast. It's all those people that are just weird.
It's the most beautiful coast. It's beautiful. It's peaceful here in the off season until all the snowbirds get here, and then it's chaos. But I live in Naples, and I love it. And I've also lived in Fort Myers, and they're all really great places. And believe it or not, like we have Dolphins fans scattered about here that don't know about us. So if you are in these areas, please search us out. We're Southwest Florida Dolphin Club. We had our beach bash, which was so fun. And we had a really good turnout.
Second year you've done the beach bash. I was there for the first one.
Yes.
You guys have the second one.
That was so much fun, and everybody was just really enjoying the weather. We had such a beautiful day, and it was so sunny. Like all of us were sunburnt. We had a bar crawl afterwards. Like we were sunburnt and drunk and enjoying each other's company and talking about the Dolphins and everything. So that was really good. But
you mean there was actually fan unity and fans getting along this off season? I didn't know that was a thing, Dolphreaky.
Yes. So believe it or not, there was no drama at my
drama.
Beach bash.
So what you're saying is don't let Twitter fool me. Don't let social media fool me. There's a lot of love in the community.
Yes, there's a lot of love, and there is a lot of, there's always drama with the Dolphins, obviously, as we know, on and off the field and within the fan base too. But, my whole goal is to just try to keep that fan unity and keep the peace and, just remind everybody why we do what we do and, that we all share a common appreciation for the same team. And that's what it's about. Like we can have our, Twitter is fake drama. A lot of it is overblown, and I just think, my position, like I'm in the place to try to, help everybody get along. And so that's what I'm going to do. Of course, with the team, you can have your opinions about this and that, and that's fine. But I think at the end of the day, we all just need to treat each other with respect and kindness. And we're here to have a good time. Like
Preach, Dolphreaky, preach.
We want to have a great time. I'm not super fired up about this topic today, so I'm like being super mellow.
No, you're good. I wasn't planning on talking. I was literally making a joke. Like you're saying that there was people that had good. Look, I'm stoked for the season. I think it's going to be great. I'm not here for any of that drama or anything, but I just think it's funny that people are like, "Oh man, all these." No, there are fans within this community that are actively being positive and trying to and there's a lot of love and excitement, and like I'm excited. I get to see you week 1. I'm super excited about that.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for week 1. Everybody's coming back together, and that's what it's all about for me. Like seeing Dolphin friends that I don't get to see during the rest of the year. Like it's just so much fun, and the excitement of this season is like so overwhelming right now. Like we're all just super hyped. Like it's going to be a great party at East 12. It's going to be awesome. But I need to speak on that too, because there are a lot of fan events going on this year, one of which is the pre-party, the East 12 pre-party at the Day or Night Club at the Hard Rock Casino in Hollywood. And so that's going on the night before the first game, so September 10th, starting at 5. So if you need to buy tickets, I'm pretty sure we still have some available. So you can contact either Holly or Maria, or if you need to reach out to me about that, I can get you in contact with them. But that's going to be awesome. We're going to be poolside, swanky club, like everybody's going to be dressing up. Like it's going to be awesome. So we're going to have that pre-party this year, and that's new for us. And then at the tailgate, we have a couple things going on. So we have the Dolphreaky's Friends food drive, which is my first endeavor for my charity. And so we're raising food donations for the Harry Chapin Food Bank of Southwest Florida, which is in my area, in Fort Myers, Lehigh area, and also for the Naples Cat Alliance. So if there's any cat people out there, like myself included, I'm a crazy cat lady. So that is a charity that is near and dear to my heart, and they do so much good work in the Naples area here. They're very active in trap, neuter, and release for community feral cats, and so they have various feral communities of cats that just stay in their area, but this group is responsible for feeding them and making sure they stay healthy and everything, and providing medical care when necessary and keeping them out of our backyards. And so they do that, and they do a lot of rescue and adoptions and all of that. So that's really great too. So I'm raising I'm getting cat food for that. So if you want to support, just bring your donations to the tailgate. I'll have my car kind of set up, and there'll be some signage and things like that. So feel free to support. And also, this is the first time I'm like announcing this publicly, but some of you may know our friend Jay Villa, who passed 3 years ago.
Shout out to Jay Villa, R.I.P. Man. We miss, we love Jay Villa.
Yeah. Oh my God, I miss him so much. But he's just definitely a huge reason of why I'm as involved as I am and doing all of these things.
He's one of the reasons I started Spread Kindness Friday, because we need to have more kindness to each other, and he's one of the reasons Spread Kindness Friday is a thing.
Yeah, and he's a big part of my suicide awareness campaign that I do in September. And I have a lot of friends actually with the Raiders. Speaking of the Raiders today, they have a lot of suicide awareness campaigns going on too. So right now I am giving out suicide awareness bracelets. So if anybody wants one, just let me know, and I'll send you one. I've been shipping them out all week. So that's totally on me, guys. Like I will send those out, because I think it is just such an important message that it's okay to not be okay. Like there are resources for you, and we are your friends. Like feel free to reach out, talk it out.
Now, right? 988 is the suicide prevention number now.
They made it easier. Yep. Because it used to be this big long phone number. And of course, at any time you can always just Google suicide hotline, and boom, it's there. And so if you need that help, please reach out, because I think what a lot of people don't realize is, when you commit suicide and you leave, how badly it affects everyone else. And I'm going to cry right now
yeah.
because I'm thinking about the regret and the hurt that we were left with when Jay passed. So every year we've made it a point to remember him.
Let me just interrupt and also say that, you know, that's when I talk about, you know, Spread Kindness Friday a lot, you know, I'm always like, reach out to somebody you haven't reached out to in a long time. If there's somebody that you haven't talked to in, you know, more than 30 days, more than 45 days, go into your phone, go through the list, see who you have not talked to, and just say, hey, look, it can be a simple text. Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hope everything's okay. Would love to hear from you. Get at me when you can. That's it. That's all you got to say. Stuff like that.
It's so easy.
And
it's so easy to just be kind.
Save a life. I promise you it can save a life because it has. That text has saved lives. Guaranteed.
Since I have started talking about suicide awareness, people have reached out, like in their darkest hour, they have reached out, and, you know, those people didn't go through with it, you know? So like, it's just the fact of like being there for somebody. If you see that sort of stuff, like take it seriously, reach out to your friends, reach out to your happiest friends, the ones that seem happiest, like on social media, because you never know what they're going through, you know? And so it's very important to keep talking about this. But anyway, I'm like going way off tangent today.
No, you're not. Look, people that don't know, Allie Dolphreaky, is one of my best friends. We talk probably once every couple of weeks.
Yeah, at least once a week, I think.
Yeah. And so I think one of the reasons that you and I are really, really close and good friends, and Jared, your significant other, Jared, who I love very much, very dearly, is you're kind, your heart, and those are the type of people that I want to be around every day. I want to be around people that have that mentality of just wanting to be kind to each other and be nice to. And I understand people are like, that's not the world we live in. But that doesn't make it. That shouldn't be the world that we live in.
It could be the world that we live in.
If we decided to surround ourselves with those people, we could have that. And so I would sit here and talk the whole show about suicide prevention. I think it'd be a positive thing to do, but you know, so that's kind of how I feel about it. You know how I feel about it. So
yeah, I feel very strongly about it. So for that first game against the Patriots, we are going to do a memorial for Jay at the tailgate, and it's going to be a butterfly release. And so we're going to have 100 butterflies, and everybody can have one and release one. And, you know, I know a lot of people didn't know him, but there are a lot of people who did and who he touched. So I think it's going to be beautiful, and it's a great way to start this season, you know, with some positivity and just remembrance of like all the people who came before us and stuff. So I'm excited about that.
For those of you who don't know, East 12 and East 32 are lined up in the same row. So, you know, they do their stuff, we do our stuff, but we're a family. We always, you know, promote each other. You know, we want to get at Tailgreeter, we have the packages for East 32. Get your all you can eat, all you can drink packages. But you know, East 12 is part of the party, and we can't, you know, we're a family. We're brother and sister is the way I look at East 12 and East 32. And
that is really the hottest place to be. Like that row going up and
that
down.
Whole
like
row
I
is awesome. East 12
frequently
and East 32
walk back and forth. Yeah, and Cameron.
I do my
East
pregame
32.
show from there, so I'm there in the aisle.
Yep, you're in the aisle. And Cameron's always throwing down a huge like tailgreeter.com throwdown tailgate with all the food, and it's so good. They do such a good job.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super stoked about it. So you got that going on. Tell me about Freaky Friends. Tell me about Freaky's Friends, because that's big. This is new.
Yeah, this is new. What I wanted to do was try to use my social media outlet and the popularity that I've gained over the years to just do something better than, you know, anything that's done before. Just one, definitely to spread positivity, to bring Dolphins fans together, to do things in the community. So I want my charity to be more of like a community service based type of thing, where we organize things like highway cleanups, beach cleanups, food drives, clothing drives, like anything like that, like hospital visitations for children, things like that. I want to do events to serve the community. So it's not so much, it doesn't require a lot of money, like a lot of monetary donations. Like all of this stuff is just, I want volunteers. I want volunteers to come out and do these things. And a lot of it will probably be during the off season because the season is so busy. I'm already putting too much into a couple months. So a lot of that will, be in the off season, but I want to see what we can do as a community. And like, definitely just a reminder, like that we are a fan base. We love football, but also like we have the power to do some really cool things in our communities, and not just Southwest Florida. Obviously I'm headquartered here, but I want to do it all over the place. Like I want to inspire people to do things for their community. And
well, you're coming up to Baltimore, right?
I'm coming to Baltimore. Yep.
You're going to hear for the Baltimore beatdown. Well, maybe we'll talk off air, but maybe we can do something for the Baltimore beatdown too.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. I'm open to all suggestions. My website is dolphreakysfriends.org. So go check it out for some more information. The website's still a little bit in construction, so bear with me, but it's there, and it just has a lot of like
perfect. How dare you that it's not perfect yet?
I don't like putting out things that are like half done, but at the same time, like I wanted people to start to, talk about it and understand what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So the food drive is the first thing, and then we're just going to build upon that. I am waiting for Collier County to approve me to have adopted a highway. And so I'm going to be getting people involved.
Collier County, that sounds very familiar. Ace Ventura Pet Detective fan.
Yeah.
And what Collier County, model American.
I'm proud to live in Collier County.
This is my Graceland. Sorry, go ahead. I apologize. As soon as you said Collier County, I thought of Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
Well, listen, like one of my things is that like South Florida is so beautiful. Anybody who's visited knows how beautiful it is, and I want to keep it that way. So one of my initiatives is to try to, clean up this area here. And I don't understand why I still see people throwing their coffee cups out like on the road and their cigarettes. And why are we doing this to our, our community? So that's one of my things too. Like I'm very big on, wildlife and our habitat here and environmental stuff like that. So I'm just kind of catering my charity towards things that are very meaningful to me. It's my charity.
Look, it's funny. Dolphreaky's done, a million things throughout the years, and I think one of the, you had a show briefly on my network. Mm-hmm. You've done, you've been affiliated with a lot of different tailgates. You've created your mantra. I don't know if I don't know if you take offense to that or not. I don't think you would. Mm-hmm. The Dolphreaky, your alter ego. Mm-hmm. And it's evolved over the years, right? Oh, and it's gotten to the thing where, and it's gotten to the point now where I think what you love and what you like to do, and where that now you're able to combine those worlds in a way that's unique and a good fit for you. I think you love Southwest Florida Fan Club. I think you know how much work goes into that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I also think you also have this, okay, I need to do something that not just for me and to feed the soul for me. And I think Dolphreaky Friends, I think it's going to be a huge thing. I think it's going to take over the world personally.
And I've gotten so much support, so much. Actually, this whole week has been very, very humbling, and everyone is just so sweet and so supportive and nice. And I've just made so many friends and everything. So I do feel like we have such a good fan base, and we can just give back to so much. So I appreciate everybody. Like I'm speechless because of how much support I do get for a lot of the things that I do. So I appreciate that people like what I'm doing. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So and so that's pretty much that about Dolphreaky's Friends. I went to training camp.
You went to training camp. So 305 Sports Biz says Allie and Steven love you. We love you. 305 Sports Babe.
I went to training camp, and I had a great time with 305 Sports Babe. We actually got to sit
next to each other. I was so jealous.
Yeah, we got to sit for a while, and not have, people in our face. And it was nice. Like, we had a great talk. We watched the team. There was a couple little ones around us. And we're like, look, there's Coach. There's two.
They were pretty good.
I know. And so I think that's why I like training camp so much, because, you know, you get to stop for a moment and really like see what the team is doing. And
you walk out of there, there's no win or there's no loss, right? Like walking out of a game, if they lose, sucks, right?
yeah, right.
You still had a great day. Don't get it twisted. I think
Yeah.
that's best, but look at
Yeah.
3 of 5 sports.
What she said, we literally did. Like, it was so hot. And like, it's crazy to me to see
Florida.
the
I
team
would
looks
kill to be there. Thank you for rubbing it in.
I know,
Yes, I wish I was there.
it's very hot. So training camp is in the middle of the damn summer. It is so hot. There's no wind.
I gotta hit you with the swear jar. Gosh, see, now you owe $1 to the swear jar. Way to go, Allie. Way to go.
She said
You
tits,
You
though.
give me that. I didn't. That's not on the swear jar list there. Thank you, Dolphreaky.
It's not? What?
Nope. Now
okay, whatever.
She said, forget that.
I try
Okay.
to keep it clean. I try, but sometimes I curse. Sorry.
Yeah, but if I didn't call you out, I would have got called out in the chat. And I don't,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
about it. Okay. So it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with I don't want the chat mob coming after me.
Fine,
Okay. I'm
fine,
not about
fine.
that life. Okay.
Fair
I want
enough.
no drama. None.
That's fair.
I gotta keep the same rules and energy for everybody. Because if I don't, God forbid, I'm gonna get yelled at. Okay.
All right, I play fair. I play by the rules. Okay. Yeah.
No, it was funny because everybody was out there. Solo was out there. You were out there. TD Fins Talk was out there. Batman was out. Everybody was out there.
Everybody was out there. I saw most of them. I didn't see TD.
He was out there.
Yep, Biggie. I saw him. I think I ran into a lot of people that day, and it's so good. It's so
You're
fun
gonna be
see
out there
everybody.
Saturday, right? For 305 Sports Day?
I will be there for Sunday for Members Day.
For Members Day, okay. All right.
Unfortunately, I have to work on Saturday.
What?
Yeah.
Your work takes priority over the Dolphins? What kind of fan are you? Come on.
I know. I wish I could be a permanent fan. That would just be my day job and like just podcast all day. But no.
I know. God.
No, I must work.
Like that.
I have to pay for my season tickets.
I have to pay for my season tickets.
And my hair, and my clothes and all of that stuff. So yeah, I have to work.
4 ups paid your swear jar. He said paid in full, Dolphreaky.
Thank you.
I love it.
But yeah, training camp is like awesome. It's just very chill, and like the team comes out and honestly
also paid. You now have a credit for a swear jar.
Thank you. So okay, I'll choose my next word.
Very carefully. She's gonna be very.
What's the worst one I can say?
I love it.
But anyway, so the highlight of my training camp was meeting the cheetah.
Tyreek, how cool was he? So tell me all about it. I want to hear.
I'm still fangirling. So somebody said if you want to get autographs, you need to go over to where the family tent is, the family and friends tent, which is like on the far side. You need to go stand over there and wait. So we did. We all kind of like just congregated over there. And then they start coming and we're like, hey, Preston Williams comes over. He signs for us to get pictures, da-da-da. So big shout out to Justin Finsticky because he yells at Cheetah, I love your podcast, man. And Cheetah comes beeline straight towards us. And I'm just standing there like, anyway. Oh, Mr. Cheetah, can you sign my helmet? You know, the whole thing. And Alex Butsky, who wears the hot dog, the Miami wiener, he hands him the hot dog costume. And Cheetah goes, is this a hot dog? And we're all cracking up. So he got the hot dog costume signed. And we're all cracking up because we're actually working on a cheetah costume. You will not believe what's in my bedroom. I'm working on this cheetah costume for him. And so we were like, damn, like if only he was wearing the cheetah.
Pay in full, you're fine.
If only he was wearing that cheetah costume, we could have had the cheetah sign the cheetah. So hopefully that'll happen. He doesn't want to debut the costume until week 1. So, and I agree with that. So we'll see if we can get that signed. But Cheetah was so cool, man. That guy,
he's got so much energy, and he's just so like, yeah.
He's so
I would
candid.
love to be on his team, man.
He's so friendly. He was talking up a storm with us. Surprised to see how short he is. Like you can see in the picture of he and I how short he like. he's like almost as short as I am, but he's jacked. Like,
He's
anyway,
and you work out all the time too, so I know like that.
well, to be fair, I got a little fat.
No, you. Every time, what are you doing? I'm at the gym or I'm at work. Like those,
Yeah.
that's your two places you're at when we talk.
I'm eating a lot right now. Anyway, I'm not talking about this. I'm gonna go.
It wasn't even me. Don't get mad
I
at
know.
me.
I know. I'm a mess. I like have so many things swirling in my head right now. But anyway, so that was a highlight of my day. And the big Tua touchdown was really cool. Like to hear
That was
the
that you were
stands-
there. You were there for that. That was wild, huh?
the stands erupted. Like, it gives me goosebumps. Like everyone's so excited.
Imagine that at Hard Rock Stadium week 1, 3 or 4 times.
That's what
Not
I
1 or
need
2. Let's do 3
for
or 4.
my soul. I need that for
I
my
know.
soul.
I
Yeah.
know.
But we're gonna see some big plays from Tua and Cheetah this year. So I am so excited. It sounds like from what I'm hearing, Waddle's killing it. I hear the defense is killing it. Christian Wilkins is having himself a camp. Like, it's so good to see that. So I know people probably want to talk about the news from yesterday too. So I'll just
we could talk about what if you don't want to talk about that madness, we don't have to talk about that madness.
no.
I feel this is all I want. I want the conversation to be on the field stuff. Yeah, I had to address it over the last. Look, I do a show every day. I have to address it, right? And I have to make a show of it and do it that way. And people want to talk about it, but you know, it's I am sick of like off the field stuff, you know, dating all the way back to Bullygate. And I just like, I'm just over this. I'm like, I just want to win football games. That's it. That's all I want to do. We talked about it last year at games, you and I. Remember the Ravens game? You and I were next to each other for the Ravens game in the deep end. And I remember having a conversation with you for a little bit just about, I'm ready for this team to win and not be mediocre.
Yeah.
And be a contender. And that's what I want from this team.
I mean, it feels like we've kind of got that coming up. So
I hope
for the 50th anniversary of the 72 season.
I know. Did you see Mercury Morris and Larry Zonka? Did you get to meet them? They were at the training camp that day.
I did not see them that day.
Those are 2 guys I'd want to meet.
That would have been really cool. But no, I didn't see any alumni. It was mostly just the guys off the field that were coming off the field at the end. I don't know. I saw some like employees, you know, Dolphins employees that I haven't seen for a while, and
because you know a lot of people there. Yeah,
it's cool to be close to the team like that, like to see them up close. So I think if anybody ever gets a chance to do training camp, like please do it. I've been dishing out tickets like crazy.
I know you, Big E,
and Finn's Rider, and I'm sure other people are doing it too. They're calling me the Dolphreaky. Yeah. I'm the Dolphreaky ticket exchange.
Dolphreaky ticket exchange.
Somebody else was calling me Dolphreaky Master.
They said it was Larry Little, not Mercury Morris. Okay, my bad. It was Larry Little. I thought Mercury Morris was there though. I could have swore I saw him there. Anyways,
training camp is awesome, so everyone should definitely.
So you're going on Sunday. You're going to be there on Sunday.
Yes, I'll be there.
Are you going to any of the preseason games?
I'm going to all of them except the Tampa one. Well, I'm not really decided yet.
Tampa, because Tampa is like what, 2.5 hours away from you? 2 hours?
Yeah, I'm just it's Jared's birthday weekend, so he was kind of like, is it possible that we could like get away and like not do something without the kids and without the Dolphins and just be us until this like before the season starts? And I'm like,
for what Jared wants.
Me too. I'm kind of down with that because honestly, like when the season does start, we don't get a lot of time together. So that's fair. So I'm going to let him decide what he wants to do. If he wants to go to Tampa, fine. I won't complain. And
then when I'm there, I get Jared and I take Jared away and it's just me and Jared time. Jared, for those of you who don't know, Jared is Dolphreaky Security, aka Miss Dolphreaky, aka the man. Okay. And he's one of the nicest, gentle, amazing human beings on this planet. Love Jared.
Yeah, he really is. And he wanted to have a persona this year, so he's going to be Dolphreaky Security.
Love it.
He's like, it's not fair that you get to do all this.
Look, and 305 Sports Babe is in the chat. It's funny because her guy, Lou, who is absolutely amazing too. Between Lou and Jared,
They put up with a lot.
I love both of you guys. That's all I'm going to say. Lou and Jared, if you're listening, we're going to have some fun this year, you and I. Forget them. Okay. It's going to be a guy thing. It's going to be awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm known to just like leave him behind. Like as soon as we got into training camp, well, with all the pre-partying we did a pre-party in the Walmart parking lot and then in the training camp parking lot. So I was a little lit.
I was trying to explain to people that haven't been down here who live outside of Miami or who live outside of South Florida when there's not a lot of Dolphins, memorabilia or, it's hard to find Dolphin stuff. Yeah. And I said the very first time I ever flew down to Miami, one of the very first places I went to, because I was told to, is to go to the Walmart across the street from the stadium.
Yes.
And you walk in and you're like, what in the world is this? Because everything has a Dolphin logo on it. The Pepsi cans, the chips bags, flags, bumper stickers, coffee mugs, shirts, jerseys, everything.
And the Hurricanes too. So it's like your one-stop shop.
Never seen that much Dolphin stuff in my life, ever.
This is definitely a very, very important point. Remember the Walmart behind the stadium, because all that stuff is reasonably priced.
Yep.
And you can just load up your my first time, I loaded up my whole cart. Like half the stuff in this room is from that Walmart. So yes, if you want the Bud Light beer cans with the Dolphin logo, that's the place.
Pepsi
the
cans
Tostitos.
They had for a while, it was crazy, but it was weird because like I grew up as a military brat, so like I was the only Dolphins fan. If I ever found any Dolphins merch, it was at like one thing at a swap meet or a yard sale or the something, right, like a thrift store. It was anytime I walk into a thrift store, I always go look, is there any Dolphin stuff, right? Yeah. And I think I did a little thrift store 2 Dolphin shopping
things
in my entire life at thrift stores.
So that's a good point, because if you come to Miami, go through the thrift stores in Miami, because Jared and I did that one weekend. We just like took a Saturday and we just went from thrift store to thrift store, and I got all kinds of stuff.
All Dolphin stuff?
Hold on, I have some stuff like literally
from thrift stores.
Yeah, look at this.
I didn't even think about that. Like that, you have made.
Look at this lunchbox. Okay, this was like $3.
QVC channel is the QVC channel now. You gotta put your hand underneath of it and go. All right, this. What's the maker of the lunchbox? Who makes it?
This is ADS Sports. Okay?
ADS Sports lunchbox. Oh, dude, it's got the old logo up there.
It even has somebody's like, I don't know what this means, but it's like barely used, and it was $3. So whenever you see Dolphreaky on a podcast, we're going to be talking about some merch and stuff because I love it. So this, I got that for like $3 at what the heck was that thrift? It was like a mega thrift store in like I want to say it was in Sunrise somewhere. I probably have to find out, but
that makes me mad at you, by the way.
They had jerseys in there. So the reason I went was because I have a jersey collection, and I'm trying to get numbers 1 through 99. So I have about 55 right now. And so I was looking for rare numbers, and I don't even care like if they're beat. I just, I want them. So I went in there, and they had like a bunch of Ricky jerseys, but I already have one, so I didn't buy it. But they were like $19. Like you can really find some good stuff at the thrift stores, and also estate sales, garage sales down here.
Yep. They probably got I never that thought never crossed into my mind. Like there's probably some like now I feel like I'm gonna come to the beach bash next year. But I'm gonna come like a day before, and you and I and Jared, we're gonna go thrift store shopping for Dolphin stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so definitely that. And then also like some of my favorite places are Caneswear in Davie and Sinbad Sports in North Miami Beach.
Shout out to Sinbad.
Yeah, shout out to Sinbad. He's always doing these really cool signings.
Agba, August 14th, I think.
On the 14th, yep, at Sinbad Sports in the mall there. What's that? The 100th.
Are you going to be there?
3rd Street. That's, like I said, that's Jared's birthday weekend.
Yeah, okay,
so I don't know yet.
What day is Jared's birthday?
The 11th.
I'm August 13th. We're both Leos.
Yeah. And my dog Dice, that dog Dice, he's on the 10th. Yeah. We always buy a pup cake. I think this year I'm gonna get him a Dolphins pup cake.
You just Dolphins pup cake. Love it.
There's literally a dog store over here that like just sells bakery treats for dogs for their birthday.
I didn't know there was such a thing, but I do like the Dolphins pup cakes.
Yeah.
Cat for Life says, I heard Sinbad Sports moved. Steven, is that true? Yeah, he's in where's he at now?
It's like the 163rd Street Mall, or if I got that right.
Yeah, that is right.
I might have a really bad memory, but it's like a little strip mall in North Miami Beach, and his store is amazing. They have so much stuff. Like I would have bought the whole thing. I think I dropped like $300 that day for the Baker signing.
Oh yeah,
which was really fun. That was really chill. Baker was so cool with us. We took 1 million pictures, and like I think he was like a little overwhelmed by us.
What are these super fans doing here? Guys are crazy.
Those are fun.
So you're all right. So you'll obviously be at every game. Okay.
Yep.
You're going to Baltimore. You're coming to hang out with me in Baltimore.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that tailgate.
I know. And the night before is the meet and greet.
Oh,
so that'll be good too.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I knew it. I just
let me. You know what?
Everything is in my brain.
Saturday night meet and greet with the fans, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Special menu for Dolphins fans. A portion of all the proceeds will go to charity. We'll have a live DJ, live podcast with me. Dolphreaky will get up there. Everybody will get up there. It'll be fun.
DJ Sick Turtle.
Raffle for Dolphins items and sports memorabilia. A portion of all proceeds will go to charity. We're waiting to see if we can get a former player, which is why I'm waiting on the charity to announce who that's going to be. Because if we can get a former player to come in and they have a charity, that's who we'll do it to.
Yeah. Okay.
Baltimore Beatdown 2022 Sunday VIP tailgate, Tailgreeter. All you can drink, all you can eat. DWA swag bag that is officially going to have an autographed item from a big name former Miami Dolphins player.
Nice.
It's going to be. It comes with your ticket. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. Okay. That's awesome, right? That's good stuff. The Tailgreeter pregame show with yours truly, live DJ Sick Turtle, special performance by the Honorable Solo D, tailgate games, raffle items for sports memorabilia and Dolphins items, and a portion of all those proceeds will also go to charity. So,
have we ever had an organized tailgate for a Baltimore game?
We did a couple of years ago. I threw that, and it wasn't organized like this. I don't know if there was food or not. It was like bring your own food, but we had Sick Turtle there who DJ'd, solo performed, and it was bring your own beer, bring your own food. And so this time I knew what I wanted to do was I wanted to have an organized, like I wanted it to be like MetLife Takeover where people could literally just show up and do it. And the other thing I wanted to raise money for a charity. So, and so I knew that in order to try to get a former player to consider come in, one of the things I could do is say, hey, look, we'll raise some money for you and your charity and try to do that. But I have to admit, it's been like pulling teeth trying to get some former player because there's not a lot of former players, which, look, we shot for the moon. We tried to get Ricky. He was a Raven and a Dolphin. But
he's busy. I know
it's been like pulling teeth the entire
They're all
time.
busy.
And so I don't know if it's going to happen, but we got a couple of things left out there and we'll see what happens. But either way, it doesn't matter if I get a former player. It's still going to be awesome to hang out with all the fans and you're going to love Jimmy's Famous Seafood. It's going to be good times. It's going to be great.
I cannot wait. I love going to away games because it's just a whole extra
experience. Which ones are you going to this year? So which ones are you going to?
Yeah, so Baltimore, Chicago, and MetLife Takeover.
All right, I'm going to Chicago too. We need to talk off air about Chicago because I'm going to Chicago too. That's the plan.
So we're planning, I guess I'm saying we're like me and Jared, but we're going to go with the 1st and 10 tailgate that the Bears host. So Bear Mysterio is one of their super fans, and they have like a kick-ass tailgate. Like, they do like those smoke things and pictures and like TikTok dances. Like I see it all over the place.
So I'm doing the one that's associated with Tailgreeter. So I don't know if that's the one that's it or not.
I don't think. I don't think they're associated with Tailgreeter,
Yeah,
but I'll find out more about that as it gets closer.
Well, yeah. So the owner of Tailgreeter lives in Chicago, and so we're gonna hang out with them for the game, and do their tailgate that they're affiliated with at the Bears. So I'm super stoked about it. But I've been looking like. We'll talk off air because I'm like, where do I stay? Who do I stay with? Like, I don't have any of that right now. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Same. And then MetLife Takeover is my first. It's gonna be my
Are you going to that?
one. Yes.
You're going to MetLife?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Baltimore, MetLife, and Chicago. I'm going to be at all three of those.
Perfect.
Yes.
I had to pick 3. I wanted to go to California, but like with that trip, it's such a long flight, so you like lose a whole day to traveling, and then with being like with the kids and stuff, I can't take a lot of time away from the kids. So I just decided to not do California. But what I am going to do is Southwest Florida Dolphin Club and the Orlando Fan Club are going to join forces in Orlando for the Chargers game.
What date is that?
That is December 13th, 14th weekend, I want to say.
And what? Oh, that sucks.
Is that right?
That sucks. All right. I'll tell you why that sucks in a minute. Because, all right, so my kids aren't here. I can say this. So I'm taking my kids on a Disney cruise. Like, I've never done that. Oh. And so we're flying down that Saturday, December 3rd. So late, the last flight, December 3rd, and Sunday, we're going to do the Orlando Fan Club. We're going to watch the game with the Orlando Fan Club that Sunday. And then the Disney cruise leaves on that Monday.
Wait, what weekend is that? Are we talking about the same weekend?
December 3rd and December 4th. It's like the first weekend of December.
No, I think that the game I'm doing is the week after.
Angelo says it's December 11th, but
December 11th.
Yeah. So we're doing a Disney cruise for the kids, and
we're going to Disney for that weekend because. So, like, I try to tell my family, and they never listen.
By 1 week, I'm so upset.
That's poor planning on our part.
Poor planning on both of our parts.
But I tell my mom, I'm like, don't plan any kind of like non-football related things during football season. Yeah. And yet she's still like, I want to go to Disney during Christmas.
Do they? And I'm like, fine. Football priority number 1. Yeah. So we haven't told our kids yet. We're gonna tell them.
That's special.
I'm a big Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade guy. Love, like, I wake up on Thanksgiving morning. We watch the Thanksgiving Day Parade. We Thanksgiving is hands down my favorite holiday. We do that, and then we turn on the football game. We cook food. We eat. We watch football. At the end of the second game, we turn on It's a Wonderful Life. And that is like how Thanksgiving is for me. So this year, what we're going to do when Santa comes at the end of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is we're going to say, these are the first gifts for this holiday season. And we're going to give them gifts, and they're going to have Mickey Mouse ears. And we're going to say, you're going to go on a Disney cruise. And that's how we're going to tell them that they're going on a Disney cruise. I'm excited about it.
They're going to be so excited.
I know.
They're going to love that.
I'm stoked about it. It's going to be great.
But my parents used to do that to us too. They would like surprise us. One day they were like, "Yeah, get your suitcase ready. We're going to Disney tonight," and we were just like, "Ah."
I don't know if we talked about should we just like say pack your bags, we're going somewhere. But my son does not like surprises. He does not do well with surprises. Mm-hmm. So we're like, we need to at least give him a couple of weeks notice so he can prepare and get mentally ready. And
and that builds up the excitement. That's part of the fun too. Is like counting down the days till you like actually get to go.
Yeah. So yeah, we got and the cruise I thought was a great way to do it because you get everything all in one little place and my wife found a really good deal. It was like, I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was like $450 for a 5-day cruise. She found it was crazy, less than $100.
Well, let me know how that is.
$100 a day. It was crazy.
Because I want to do that for the kids too. And my in-laws, we were all kind of like talking about doing something like that. So let me know how it is.
You guys should come the same day we go, and we could all do the cruise together. You can do 1 week of Disney and a cruise, and then you go do your thing with Disney and those people.
So you're going the week of the San Francisco game.
I know. Yeah. Yep.
I have to do a watch party. I really. This is so tricky. So this is tricky about running a fan club because I want to go everywhere. Like, I want to go to all the home games. I want to go to all the away games. I want to be everywhere at once, but I also have a responsibility to my club. And so
for 2 weeks,
I have to be present for some of them.
For 2 weeks, although it's 2 away games, right? So, you know.
Yeah, and I'm hoping a lot of my club will come to Orlando so we can have a really big
I haven't done Orlando. Shout out to Rex. Rex is awesome, who runs that one. You know, the Hideaway Bar, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
And they have it in Orlando there, and I haven't been there yet. So there's fan club. Like, I want to go to Charlotte. Charlotte's got a great fan club there. Donna runs an amazing. She's invited me there. It's, you know, it's tough, right? Like, so like I want to go to that one. Atlanta's has got a great fan club. Scott Howell runs that fan club in Atlanta. Then you got the West Coast, right? You got. And it's not that I'm forgetting I'll talk about the fan clubs local in my area here in a minute, but to the West Coast, it's got, you know, NorCal fan club, Southern Cal fan club, Cali fan club. There's like 3 or 4 different fan clubs, I think, on the East Coast, or I mean on the West Coast, and NorCal and Jason Miller run 2 epic ones. And
you know what's cool too? I've been hearing like a lot of the behind the scenes chatter about starting new clubs in some big areas. So one of which is Dallas. So there's a couple people trying to organize there. Oh, shout out to Colorado too. We have the Denver.
Wade, shout out.
DWA, Wade, Rocky Mountains.
What would Shula do? Who somebody broke the internet wearing What Would Shula Do? I'm not saying who broke the internet or anything. We
were actually going to break it worse because we were going to try to do those bikini photos in Vegas with Roxy and I, but then I don't know. Vegas was crazy chaos, and like we just never got around to doing it. So he sent the bathing suit, and I was like, all right, like I'm going to get you some business right now.
Do you know how many people tag me in post? And I was like, bro, I know all. First of all, Allie's my sister. Number 2, yes, I get it. There's a million retweets of this. You literally broke the internet.
And I don't do that sort of stuff. Like, I don't do a lot of bathing suit. Like, I try to be like kid friendly and family friendly.
Can I say this? They were tasteful. Okay. That was very tasteful. I think that's a very good thing to say.
I don't know if it was or not,
but I think the way I said it was bad, but you knew what I meant. Okay.
Yeah, I tried. It could have been worse. Okay. It could have been worse. And I tried to keep it tasteful, and, you know, for Wade and for any of my friends, like if if they have a brand, I will do it.
Wade broke the internet with that. And Wade's got a great, to go back to the fan clubs. Gosh. The fan clubs were the what is it? What is he? The Colorado or
they're DWA Rocky Mountains.
DWA Rocky Mountains.
Yes.
Sorry, Wade.
Small club, but I think that's gonna get really big, and he doesn't think so, or I don't even know if he wants it to be, but it will.
I think it will be. I think there's a lot of Dolphins fans up there.
Every year, fan clubs grow as the word gets out, and like my club is only like, this is our 3rd year, so you know, we're growing. And I will say too, it depends how well the team is doing. If the team is doing well, people come out because they want to be with other fans and celebrate and eat and drink and all that stuff. But I noticed last year when we went on the losing streak, that was horrible for my club. We were like 70 people strong, and then around Halloween time, I only had 10 people in the building. And I was trying to make it like I was doing everything to try to get people to come out. I was having like a costume party for Halloween. I was doing like a breakfast thing, like tea and crumpets for the London game. Like I was trying to make a theme and like get more people. I was scraping for people to come out, but ultimately it comes down to the team. And if they suck, and
I try to tell people that, like, look, I love doing what I do. My first half of the year is loaded, but if this team, you know, it's tough in the second half of the year if they're losing, and Mark Norcal even said, Allie, the struggle's real.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all do. So I'm good friends with a lot of the fan. So you have Nova, right? Northern Virginia Dolph fan club.
Yep.
And shout out to, everybody who's there: Joe Salinas, Chad Broff, um, my man Brad Wimes. Love Brad, by the way.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see him week 1.
If you guys want, like, hands down, one of the top 5 most positive people in the world to follow on social media, Brad Wimes is that guy. Okay.
Absolutely. I need to talk about Brad for a minute. So Brad is like one of my mentors in a lot of different things, but especially when it comes to fitness. And so right after I had my kids, I was like almost 200 pounds, and it was like super defeating. And he and Jay Villa were like, you can do this. Like, you can fit, get back to the way you were. You just need to get in the gym and this and that. So I did. And like Brad would message me almost every day, like, get after it, stay in the fight. Like, I would post, and he was always so supportive that I lost 70 pounds. Like, I couldn't do it without that support system. So big shout out to Brad. Thank you for everything. And he's helped so many people in, like I said, all different things, but, particularly in like staying positive and, fitness and wellness and mental wellness, all of it. Yeah. So big shout out.
And so big shout out to him. Love that guy. And then Valley Fanatics, who Ryan Keeling has been helping me so much with this Baltimore beatdown. Shout out to Ryan. Love that guy. Can't say enough good things about Ryan. Angel Ortiz, who's the founder of that fan club, who's also had a show on this podcast network. Love Angel. Great guy. And then you got Central.
There's Lehigh.
You
Go
got
ahead.
PA. You got the PA fan clubs, Lanco, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, York, PA.
Lehigh Valley.
Lehigh Valley's got a fan club, I think, and I think some people from all those fan clubs are coming to the beatdown. And then you have MetLife Takeover, Upstate New York fan club, Southern New England fan club. There are fan clubs all over the country and the world, because we haven't even talked about Dolphins Nation Mexico, who has Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on the podcast network, has a show. Wayne and
the Fins Up UK.
Oh my God, UK guys are.
I love them so much. Like, all of them are like, they are such great people.
So the Steelers game, are you going to be partying with them?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna because I'm saying like that's gonna be fun.
Oh that Steelers weekend has a lot going on.
I got a hotel like 6 blocks away from that party on the Steelers weekend, because Saturday they're throwing a big pash at the beach, and I'm excited about that.
Definitely there. I love a night game too. Oh my goodness, night games are so much fun.
Thursday night game last year for the Ravens was awesome, and this Sunday night against the Steelers game this year is going to be amazing.
Even better, yeah. That's going to be fun. And from what I understand, there's going to be a tailgate wedding at that game, and also the Browns game. So those are 2 fun games to try to get to.
Mark says Italy, France, Germany have big fan clubs. Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
It's so crazy. Germany, Martin from Germany. By the way, there's a Martin in England too. The UK, Martin Leiden. All right, I hope I said your last name correctly, but Martin, I love you, Martin, Wayne, and all the guys over in the UK. Absolutely amazing.
They have been so gracious and so supportive of me specifically. Like, they the other day they posted like, oh, we're backing Allie for fan of the year, and I can't tell you how overwhelming that was for me to have like a big club like that.
Vote
like
on that?
Yeah, it's open now.
All right, so we're talk about that.
I am not so the support of that is very, very overwhelming and humbling, and I'm so honored that people think that I am, I'm worthy of that honor, and especially with Mark and Ian, those are huge footsteps to follow in. And I haven't been doing this that long, so like I don't know how
Where's the website? What website is it?
NFL.com/fan of the year, I think it is. Somebody told me the other day that it opened. So I've had a lot of people telling me that they've nominated me, and that's very, very, very sweet.
Okay. All right. So go to NFL.com/fan of the year. Okay.
And vote for whatever fan you think
Yes.
has made the biggest impact in the community. And there are so many. All of these fan club leaders
And what you're gonna do
tailgate
is
leaders and fans who've been doing this for so long, like, please vote for whoever you think is worthy, especially because I think that with Dolphin Nation, we should definitely have somebody who represents us well in like the whole NFL. You know,
Yeah.
think about if a Dolphin fan won the entire thing. Like,
Yeah.
like yes, each club chooses their
and
fan.
they have to know your first name and last name. So
Yeah.
are you okay? I'm gonna say your first name and last name up here.
And
okay?
my date. You need my date of birth too. Please don't steal my identity.
Are you okay with this? Is the question.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go. It's Allie, Allie Goodman, all one word. Her social security. Never mind. Not that. When's your birthday?
5/3/1990.
5/3 or 13?
3.
5/3/1990.
Shout out to all the May 3rd birthdays. I know you're out. I know you're out
Leos
there.
are where it's at. Let's go.
No, we're Tauruses. We're stubborn. We don't go down without a fight.
No doubt about that. No lies. We're cold there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so
go vote for Allie right now at NFL.com/fan of the year. Go do that right now. I want to see everybody go do that. I'm not playing.
Thank you.
So when you win,
Thank
just
you.
say, hey, look, I want to give a big shout out to my big brother, Steve. He's pretty awesome. He's kind of a big deal. Expect that here.
So I think I don't think you have to nominate just one person either. So, you know, whoever you think it is, ultimately it comes to thanks, Chef Jew. So it comes down to the Dolphins. Each organization chooses their candidate. So, you know, it comes down to that. So it's in the hands of them. But
and yes, she
it'll
is
be
a season ticket
amazing.
holder.
Yes, that's the other question. I think everybody knows that. But anyway, so the UK.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it right now while you're talking, because I haven't done it yet.
It's a big thing. But anyway, so I'll just keep talking. So the Germany fan club is awesome, and I know now like the NFL is starting to host games in Germany. So I was hoping the Dolphins would play.
Did you see how much those tickets are going for in Germany?
I did.
$30,000. $30,000. They said Franzi, big shout out to Franzi, who's in Germany, okay, who watches the show all the time, said that they opened up the link and 2 million people tried to get link tickets for that game.
I love that. That goes to show
2 million people tried to get tickets for that game.
That goes to show how much support there is. And I'm sure a lot of them were German fans. And like that goes to show that there's a lot of support for the NFL overseas. And that's really, really cool. I also, you know what? I know people in Spain and in Australia and in Scotland. And so if you are those people, start clubs. Like, let's have an Australia club. Let's have a Scotland club. Let's have an Ireland club. Like, let's do it. And make yourself known. And
well, we have somebody in Australia. We got Wooback. Wooback's in the chat here. He's in Australia.
Okay. And so my good friend Seb, he's out there. Like I know quite a few people in Australia. So there's a lot of support for the Dolphins out there. And also, if you do start a club, make sure you let the Dolphins know that you exist, because the Dolphins do support the clubs as well. Last year, they were so nice and they made us these beautiful banners. So each club got an official like fabric banner with the club name on it and like the Dolphin logo and everything. So that was so nice that the Dolphins did that. So that, and then they also have given us merch to help raise money for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. So that's another thing that I need to talk about too, because we just started a new team called South Florida Dolphins United. And it's basically because I was going to start one for my club and we were just going to be like a small team. But then other people in South Florida were like, hey, we want to join in. Like, can we just do like a general South Florida team? And so I was like, yeah, for sure. Like the more the merrier. So you don't even have to be in South Florida to join our DCC team. But if you are interested in any sort of information, let me know, because the DCC is just one of the funnest things that I've ever done as a Dolphin fan, and like for such a great cause for cancer research. And so you can join our team and be part of the fundraising efforts that way. There's bike rides, so that the 15, 35, 50, and 100-mile rides, or you can do a 5K walk run. So there's a lot of ways to get involved with that. So big shout out to my donors so far. I think so far I got like $385, and it's only been like
your personal
hours.
goal, I think, is 3,000 right now, right?
My personal goal is 3,000, and
Yeah.
obviously every person who joins my team, I'm trying to get them to heavy hitter status. So we're going to be doing all sorts of fundraisers this year, lots of raffles. In combination with East 12, they're helping us a lot with a lot of this fundraising. So we're going to be distributing the funds, amongst the accounts, so that we'll try to get every single one of our members to heavy hitter status, and just try to get as much money as we can for the University of Miami and Sylvester Cancer Center, which do so much.
By the way, real quick, I put your birthday was this year.
I was just born.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm literally hosting the show, trying to do it myself. God.
1990. I'm showing my age.
Sorry. 1990. I definitely put this year in the chat. Oh, okay.
You're such a goof.
Well, Eb said he just voted. Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That's what we do. Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the DCC thing is going to be cool. So if you've never done the DCC, the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, they have a bike ride every year that I want to say is 15 miles, I think. It could be wrong.
You could do 15, 35, 50, or 100. So
Okay.
It depends. Like, I will say, so last year I did the 35 on a single speed bike, and it was the biggest physical challenge of my life. And I work out daily. Like, I'm not an athlete, but I would say I'm somewhat fit. And that was hard for me because nobody really told me that you have to go up drawbridges and over waterways.
So Eric Carrier, Eric has a what is it called? Peloton. You knew what I meant.
Yeah.
At a Peloton. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? He could do his 100 miles or whatever he does on there, and he'll be fine. Meanwhile, people are really going up, hills and everything. He's not getting that same. He's doing an easy. So, Eric, you need to get off the Peloton and get a real bike and do some real pedaling, Eric.
Yeah, I'm going to see you out here, Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
No, I mean, 100 miles, that's a long ride. But when you're on the terrain, so big shout out to Griffin, who's done the 100 for 10 years consecutive.
Griffin,
the terrain is hard.
Is party versus the people don't know who Griffin is. You tell
Griffin
people
Van Nest is one of my co-founders of Southwest Florida Dolphin Club, and the biggest Dolphin Cancer Challenge supporter that I know of. Like, when I think of him, I think of
probably ran the most miles ever in DCC total.
I bet you that's true. And he rides 100 miles on the daily. Like, that's his fun thing that he does. So he's always riding up and down from Naples to Sanibel. Like, it's wild what he does, and that's big respect, and he knows about riding on the terrain. Like, when you're out on the road, it's different, and you're dodging cars and obstacles and potholes. Like, the people who've done the DCC know about potholes. So anytime there's a bump and you're say you're kind of with the crew, they all yell. So the people in the back know that there's, an obstacle coming up. And on my little cruddy little bike, it was rough. So I will be doing the 15-mile ride again.
Get a new bike.
I know. Well, it's either I buy a $2,000 bike, or I just.
You're gonna ride how many times, Allie?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe 4 times a year when I start training. So I decided I'm going to maintain my little bike and I'm just going to do the 15. And honestly, I did the 15 the first year and it was more fun because it was more leisurely and the
You could
players,
relax and really,
I talk
enjoy
to
it.
people like while
Yeah.
we're riding, we talk and, I met players out there and we were just like, shooting the shit out there, like on the trail and stuff.
Allie,
Oh.
Allie. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead. Proceed.
Sorry. Anyway, so you're riding through like Miami Gardens area and like all the people are out in their yards and their little lawn chairs and they're like, yeah, go Dolphins. And I like that. So it's better than me trying to make sure I don't die out there. So I'm going back down to the 15. And plus I want to be able to, get through that so I can, welcome my other team members through and everything. So
how many people are in, do you know, how many people do you have signed up so far for your team?
Oh, I think we have like 11 or 12. I'm just getting notifications right now on my phone that my team members are getting donations. So, I don't know. It's going to take me a while to get through this.
Joe says anything over 15 miles, I'm driving. And he puts a whole bunch of emojis for things to do. He goes, Stephen D and Dolphreaky, this is not up for debate.
Well, fine. Then do the 15 with us. And then also, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So my team's raised in like 24 hours. We've raised $835 already.
Okay,
so
here's
that's
what
really
we're going to do right now. Okay. If you donate to the channel right now, anything you donate, 50% of anything that is donated will get sent to Allie's DCC team right now. Okay. You down with that, Allie?
Yeah, absolutely.
50% of anything you guys donate right now, I will send to Allie's DCC team.
Thank you.
Go. Donate to the channel.
Awesome.
Let's
Thank you
go.
Guys. Every little dollar helps. But yeah, so I just counted it now. We have 12 team members already. And honestly, I just want as many as possible. So, if you want to walk, run, whatever you want to do, we have a spot for you. What else about that? I don't know.
Are you excited? I'm excited.
So,
when is the next?
My mouth hurts from smiling so much.
I know.
So much is going on.
So you have Southwest Fan Club, Dolphreaky's friends.
Mm-hmm.
Who I by the way, Freaky Friends is what I'm gonna. Freaky Friends with a PH.
That sounds
okay. Dolphreaky's friends. Anyway, let's see here. What else?
I'm trying to stay abreast of everything that's going on in Twitter world and Instagram world and Facebook world, and I'm doing my best. So I'm trying to answer all the DMs. The DMs are countless every day. I'm trying to dish out tickets.
Be respectful in the DMs, people.
Please, just please.
Just fair warning.
If you get left on red, it's probably because you were out of line. So I've gotten to the point now where I'm not responding to any of that sort of thing. So sorry.
Between 305 Sports Babe and you and the stuff you've told me or showed me, I've been like, really, guys? Really?
Yeah, the day that I did the What Would Shula Do pictures, it was real that day. Like, we could have a funny podcast, like just
I'm sure
of
we
all,
could.
like
Sure
if I was like rude like that, like I could just put people's like stuff on blast, but I'm not gonna blast anybody out here. I'm gonna let you figure out that you were wrong.
Although I would.
It could be really funny though.
Well, I've seen some stuff from both of you where I've just been like, really? They sent that to you? Be respectful is all I'll say.
And please let's talk about the Dolphins. Like, don't be dirty with me. Like, that's not why I'm on social media. Like, I want to talk about the Dolphins.
I wanted to say that because that
always comes up.
It does. Hey, look, if you guys donate to the channel right now, half of all the donations we're sending to Southwest DCC's team.
South Florida Dolphins United.
South Florida.
Try to say that 10 times fast.
I know.
I know. I'm like, okay, I have SWFLDC. That's my club. And now I have SFDU. I'm like, But to be clear, the South Florida Dolphins United is not a club. It's just our DCC. There's no Facebook group. We're not doing any of that stuff. It's just for the DCC.
Just for the DCC.
Just a joint, it's just a joint effort to try to get everybody involved, because so many people are like, I want to do the DCC.
Von Joe says, I agree with Dolphreaky, Stephen D. You should see my inbox, bro. These ladies out here are appalling.
That's a good point, because a lot of my male friends tell me that they receive it from the women as well. So it's not just the men being dirtballs. Ladies, we know you're doing it too.
Stephen, can you please ask Miss Dolphreaky if she's ever considered opening her own costume store or something like that?
That would be so cool, wouldn't it? That would be so cool.
Dolphreaky's costumes.
So what I have been doing, I can't.
Shout out for the $5 donation.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm not going to open a store, but what I do is, if anybody's like, oh man, like I want a super fan persona, or I want to dress up for the games, but I don't know what to do, or, whatever. Like I do help people in that department. So I've had a few different people reach out and say, oh, I'm thinking about doing this or that. And, I help them find their costume pieces and, on the cheap. I'm a bargain hunter, so I like to buy bargain stuff. This is actually my most expensive wig I've ever bought. This is a big shout out to
look what Mark said.
Somebody from Etsy.
Freaky Fin Fits.
Okay, I love that. On this episode of Freaky Fin Fits.
I like it.
But most of my wigs come from Amazon. It's like I don't need a costume store. You can just go buy it. But yeah, I have a few of my favorite wig pieces. So this one was from Etsy. This was $40, and I've never spent that much on a wig before. Also, all of the hair. Lots of hair.
Lots of hair. You have something. You have stuff for October with breast cancer awareness.
Yep, that's right here. I have this the pink corset.
Yep.
Breast cancer is near and dear to my heart because of my mom, who's a 2-time survivor. And there was some really, really hard times when I was a teenager. And this is why I ride in the DCC, because when I was a teenager, I thought she wasn't going to make it. And thankfully, to medical advances today, breast cancer is super survivable. So that was a really, really scary time in my life. So for October, I always represent breast cancer. And I know now the NFL has done it like as the Crucial Catch campaign to try to, recognize all sorts of cancers. And so that's what's nice about the DCC. It's, just cancer research in general, not any one cause, but you will definitely see me out there with my bike, with my pink tires and all my pink stuff on there. So that's just my personal thing. But big shout out to all the cancer survivors, because it's so hard. And it's just something that not everybody fully understands until you're in that predicament and like you really start to contemplate life and, all of those things. So especially like being a family member of someone with cancer, and I know cancer touches everyone. So it's important.
100%. And you're like you do everything for every charity let's do this. I
need to stop.
No, I wasn't saying
I have too much. I have too much.
You literally have, you're one of the nicest. I need people to understand you are one of the nicest individuals. That's why I love like you and Brad, and Mark Angelo. You three, I think, epitomize what Dolphin fans should be at all times. Just positive, outgoing, motivational. Let's get everybody. That's why you all three are family to me.
I mean,
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Like I said, I just represent the things that are important to me, and like,
I'm gonna get something. Give me 1 sec. You talk. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
What was I going to say? Okay. So I just think it's important that we recognize causes that are important to us. And so, for me, it's been the breast cancer awareness, suicide awareness. And plus I love like I love young fans, and I love getting young fans involved with the Dolphins. And so I like taking pictures with fans. I love sending them little care packages. And so that's another thing that I want to do for Dolphreaky's friends is do care packages for kids. I want to get kids to games. I want to get veterans to games. If you know somebody in need who's a diehard Dolphins fan and, you know, could really benefit from something that I could help support in, please let me know.
All right. Apparently, I'm having trouble getting people to donate here today.
Oh,
so here's what I'm going to do. This is an autographed 8x11 Javon Holland photo. JSA certified. Okay. The highest donation will get this. Whatever the highest donation is, I will send this out to you. Okay.
Thank you, Steven. You don't have to do this. Thank you.
Okay. 8x11 autographed Javon Holland. That's the highest donation. So just start donating, and whoever's the highest will get this. It'll go to a good cause. Even if you don't win, you'll still get to donate to a good cause.
Speaking of him, I met him at the DCC.
Javon Holland's awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about him.
This past year, I ran into him, and he was so nice. He got mobbed because it was actually Pat Flores who recognized him because he was just like in regular clothes, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's a snowman!" And I'm like, "What?" And then all of a sudden, everyone was like, "Woof!" right to him. So, you know, he was very nice and took pictures.
He's gonna. I have said he's gonna be the it's weird because Jalen Phillips looks great this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that man is built like a Greek god as far as I'm concerned. But I think Javon Holland's going to be like 5 interceptions, 5 sacks. It's only happened.
Let's go.
2 other times in the last 13 years. He would be the 3rd. He looks like I think Javon Holland is probably the steal of last year's draft. He's such a beast. Love that guy. You know,
I agree.
On the field,
we got some big playmakers. This is very exciting. I don't think we've really had like a team put together this well on paper. So,
it's funny. The early 2000s, I go back to the early 2000s defense wise, right? Like you had Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, Brock Marion, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor. Like that whole squad was absolutely amazing. But that
was a squad that made me a fan.
Yeah.
Literally.
Marino's the reason I fell in love. But the reason I'm probably like really into it was those early 2000 teams. They were absolutely amazing. So, like Javon Holland, again, highest donation will get this, and half of everything that's donated today will go to Dolphreaky or to the Southwest. Say it. I can't
South Florida Dolphins United.
DCC Dolphins Cancer Challenge. So come on, guys, donate. Donate. Let's go.
Guys. It's early, it's early in the DCC thing. Like the DCC is not until February 25th, so we got a long ways to go with the fundraising.
Well, that's all right because we'll have played in the Super Bowl 2 weeks before, and we'll be Super Bowl champions at that time. And let me ask you. All right, so let's play this game because I know you've done it. I've done it. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start here. AFC before we get to if they ever won one, have you dreamed about the AFC Championship game and winning the AFC Championship game and going to the Super Bowl and how that
do you really think I've never imagined what this is going to feel like?
Let's just dream about it for a second. Okay. What do you think?
I think that the road to getting there is going to be so stressful.
Yes, I agree.
Every game before that, I will be so fully invested. I'm probably going to eat a lot. I'm going to have to take days off of work. I'm going to drink a lot. Like, I don't know, because I mean, every game matters so much to me that like, I can't imagine what a more the most meaningful game would feel like. Like I already put my whole body and soul into every play, and I've cried at games. I cried.
Yeah.
I've cried many times. So I've cried. Well, a lot of it's because I've been drinking. But I cried.
Yes, you're just like me when I drink. I love you, man. You're like my best friend. You're the best thing in the world.
I either get really like,
Bob
I
Young
love
with the
you.
$10 donation. Shout out to
Oh,
Bob. There we
yeah.
go. So
Thanks,
who's beating
Bob.
Bob? Who's beating Bob's?
All right.
And if we get a tie, which I hope we're not going to get a tie, somebody's going to beat Bob's. That's what's going to happen. And then somebody's going to beat that person, and we're going to go higher and higher.
Well, if there is a tie, then I'll provide something.
Okay.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, what was I saying?
We were talking about crying and being
crying.
emotional after yeah.
Yeah. So Tua's first game went, not the one where he came out in the fourth, but the first like official game starting.
Yeah.
That tailgate was so weird. Like nobody was really talking. Everybody was kind of like nervous.
We were all nervous. I remember that.
You could feel it. Like nobody was really even drinking, and that's weird for us. And like I was trying to drink to like not feel the feelings of nervousness, but I like couldn't get drunk. So we go in there, and what happened like on the first play or something? Didn't he fumble it?
He fumbled the first play.
He fumbled it, right? And I just cried. You could ask Jared. I was like, I didn't want that for him. Now the fans are gonna hate him.
We ended up winning that game. It was fine, but
I know. And so that's how emotional I get. Like I was thinking to myself, like that whole game, I was like, this is the future. Like this is now. Like this is like Dan Marino coming to the Dolphins. This is so important. Like it feels like a pivotal moment. And maybe it was.
I'm such a baby because the Dolphins make me cry. Yes.
It's real.
There's nothing I can do.
I'm pretty sure the last game I cried because were we losing?
Miami Miracle. I didn't cry, but I teared up because it was such like that feeling of so Tamika's there with me, my wife, and my beautiful, wonderful, amazing wife, and she's there with me, and she's sitting next to me, and she's like, "Okay, why are you down?" I'm like, "Because there's 7 seconds left, Tamika. There's no way this team, Tamika, they're not going to win." I said it. I'll say it. I had no faith, none. It was gone, but I was there because I'm a trooper and I stayed till the clock hit 0, 0, 0.
And I always do. You will never see me leave.
Okay.
Ever.
But with that being said, when it happened, I went bananas. Actually, I stood there in shock for a second and then I went bananas. And it was mind-boggling. Like I was legit like, oh my God, did this just happen?
I know for a fact that I didn't breathe that entire play. And I hate this, but I wasn't there in person, and that sucks. But I was at home with my dad, who's the reason I'm a fan. And that was like such a great moment. We were in my old house and we're standing. I was actually on my feet, as I often am, because I can't sit and watch, and especially when something big is happening, like I have to get up, and I'm pacing around the kitchen, and he's standing, and he's like, and so when it happened, he just picked me up and full on swung me around the kitchen. It was so much fun.
Gronk, he didn't have the angle. Touchdown, Dolphins! It's a miracle.
How many times have you watched it?
So I was at the game and still, for some reason, because I've seen the video a million times, I picture myself at the game while hearing the play-by-play from the game.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't have the angle. Touchdown. Like
it's a miracle.
I still picture Matt Moore like this.
Yeah.
You know?
All the people just in disbelief. The entire
it was
that gives
crazy.
me all the shivers.
I know it was such, but to go back to the original conversation again, just want to remind you all, 50% of all donations are going to the DCC for Dolphreaky's fan club. Whoever has the highest donation today will win a Javon Holland autograph 8x11. It is JSA certified. Just so y'all know, it's legit.
That's
a
dope
awesome
piece.
Okay.
That's dope. Did you see this? This news just came on my phone about Brittany Griner. Sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison.
Wow.
9 years.
No, that just yep.
That's gross. Oh,
Unbelievable. Yeah, now it's all over my Twitter now that you said it. You can't look at your phone during stuff like this.
it came on. I had when that little breaking like alarm thing comes on.
I know.
I need to address it. Like the other day when I was in the gym locker room. I was enrolling the team for the DCC, and boom, that Stephen Ross thing comes on my phone, and I'm in the locker room, and I just screamed, "What?"
It was Brock Osweiler. It wasn't Matt Moore. Thank you for Scummy for yes.
Shout out to the fans out there in the chat for correcting us.
I know. It was Brock Osweiler. It wasn't Matt Moore. I got you. I understand. Manza Chill says $100 bet in Vegas for the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl is a $5,000 payout.
Oh, wow.
Stephen, the NFL Fan of the Year website is not letting me submit. Is there any other browser? I'm not sure. I have no idea. Canes 1989.
I don't know about that.
None. All right. Okay. So real quick, let's go back to the conversation at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What's like going to go through your head?
Well, I'm hoping that I'll be there. I told Jared, I was like, I'm willing to sell like the house and everything to be there. Because then, so this opens up another thing. Say the tickets are like $30,000 and we can't reasonably swing that. But like I said, I'll sell the house. But anyway, so if we can't reasonably swing it, where are we watching it?
So, okay. So this is how I look at it. Okay, fair. So I have friends here in Baltimore, and they went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans when they won it, 7 or 8 years ago now? It's been a while. I can't believe it's been as long as it's been.
Yeah.
So they played the 49ers in the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and there's about 10 of them, 10 guys that I know, maybe 8, okay? And they waited till after the game started and were outside the stadium and ended up getting very last row all the way up top in the stadium for like $850 or $900 a ticket. Okay.
So we wait till the last minute is what you're saying.
We wait till the game starts. I there's something about it that for me, I feel like if the Dolphins get into the Super Bowl, Von Joe says, I'll donate here since Stephen D wants to ignore my Cash App donation since you want to give the YouTube money so badly. You better add both together. Oh, what did you spend on Cash App? Let me look. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, $10 on Cash App, $10 here. That's $20. So you got to beat $20. Von Joe's winning right now.
Thank you, Von Joe. Thank you. So anyway, assuming that we're not there, who the heck is hosting that watch party?
I have no idea. I know I want to be with all of you.
I would hope. I would say probably the stadium would do something, and that would probably be. There would have
to be. So all right. So Super Bowl's in Arizona this year.
Yeah.
All right, and the Super Bowl next year is where?
Is it in Vegas next year?
That's the one. You know how I feel about that, but
dude,
I hope it's not there personally. But
Vegas is such a distraction. I feel like I didn't even fully enjoy the draft because of that.
Here's the reality. I'll say the only way to ever get me to Vegas is if the Dolphins are in the Super Bowl. That will be the only way. As your dog barks.
Amazon's here. Woo-woo.
That is the only way. Man,
but yeah,
Mark, I'm going to Arizona to party this year if Miami is there. I'll pay $2,000 to $3,000 tops to get in. I feel like $3,000 is probably the max I think I would pay to get into the Super Bowl to feel comfortable.
If it was the Dolphins playing, I would probably pay $10,000.
Yeah, see, I don't have $10,000. I could get away with $3,000 and be like, yeah, I can justify this. $10,000. I don't know if I could justify to my like, even if it's the Dolphins, I want to say that I would pay that, yes, and if I would have it, I would look. There'd be discussions in the house. How about that? At 10,000, there
Yeah.
would still be discussions. Hey, look, we're gonna make some life changes. We're gonna make some life or death decisions here. But just understand, the Dolphins are definitely a priority here.
The new thing too that's like I'm recently realizing is my dilemma now with my kids being 4 and 5 years old. They can't benefit from like kids getting free for
I know.
anything anymore. And so when I go to the Super Bowl by myself without Jared and the kids, like I feel like I kind of want the kids to be there too, to say like my mom took me to the Dolphins Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl. I know. So
So that makes it
here's the thing. This is what I think.
$40,000.
Wherever the Super Bowl is for Miami, I think we just need to we're going to that city and we're going to find a place to get a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. That we can all just crash in 1 or 2 rooms together. Right.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I think we need to figure out what's the best move, because there'll be parties guaranteed. Right. Which I'd rather not be in. And I think and here's the other thing too. Right. So, Mark Angelo says Rusty would a brick if I spent $2,000. I think 10,000. I'll need a lawyer. If the Dolphins, when the Dolphins win it, you still got to go back to Miami for the Super Bowl parade, because I'm not missing the parade.
I told you I'm gonna need a lot of days off.
I'm not gonna miss the parade. That's real talk.
No, I'm not missing the parade. I'm not missing anything. I want to be everywhere at once.
So I went to the Dolphins playoff game in Pittsburgh. Did you go to that?
No. I was here. I was I actually went to Fort Myers to the Steelers fan club hideaway place, and it sucked.
I would definitely. So I was in Pittsburgh the last time the Dolphins were in the playoffs. So I was there. And so, that's the whole thing about this, right? Like, I'm planning on going to like, the beginning of like the first half of games this year. I'll be at most of them, but the second half, I don't know if I'm going to be at any, because I truly feel like I need to save up money, because if the Dolphins get into the playoffs, I want to be.
You're gonna,
I want to be there for the Dolphins in the playoffs, where no matter where it is. Praying it's not on the West Coast. I love you, Mark, but I don't want the Dolphins on the West Coast. So whether it's Miami or wherever, that's where I feel like I need to be there for a playoff game.
That's tricky. Yeah. Cause I didn't even think about all of the traveling that would come during the playoffs, getting to that point, and then to ride in the DCC 2 weeks later.
I know it would, but if the Dolphins ever won whenever they do win it will be.
We will never be the same.
I don't think so.
I will never be the same.
I think it'll. It's funny. Like, I don't gamble or anything anymore. I haven't done in August 13th. My birthday will be 5 years. It's the last time I gambled, and But I always tell people, like, when you, like, for example, the lottery was $1.28 billion, right? This recently, so people. Dream, like, you get that sense, what would I do with 1.28? Half of the fun is just dreaming about if you won, right?
Yeah.
Same idea with the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. I dream about that and what that would be like. I know a few things. I know I want to be with all of my Finlaws, and I really mean that. Like, I want it, like, I want to be at the city where the Super Bowl is. I want to be with my Finlaws, and however that gets done, that's what I want. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. Like I said, I don't want to go to the Super Bowl by myself. It's, that's no fun. But we would have to do something. We would have to find a way to make sure as many people as possible can go, and that as many Dolphin fans are in that stadium when that happens.
But see, the Super Bowl is not a regular.
We can dream, game. Right? We can dream.
We can dream, but the Super Bowl is not a regular game, man. It's
very
Tampa
corporate.
Bay Super Bowl. Granted, the COVID was involved with that, right? But
yeah.
So there was 1/3 of available tickets for the Super Bowl in that game. So I get why the prices were so much more higher, but the prices skyrocketed so much for last year's Super Bowl in LA, because based on what the prices were the previous year in Tampa. And I'm like, that's not fair. You can't, you can't do that. And then, I would love to say Miami hosting a Super Bowl with the Dolphins would be That'd be awesome. Look, you just have a heart attack just thinking about it.
Oh, epic.
It is epic. It is epic. Guys, I want to remind you before, we're going to stay on a little bit longer. But
I have another podcast at 12. I'm right. cheating on you. So
you're cheating on me with another podcast at noon?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Who are you going to see? Tell me who you're going to see.
Do you know Joe Madden? She's a female podcaster, and she is a betting handicapper. Okay. And so her podcast is just general about all things sports. And I was on before, and she asked me to be like a weekly contributor during the season. So I think this episode that we're doing at noon is going to be like more about like the fan cave and like, showing off what's in here. So I should probably tidy up.
All right. We'll stay on for like less than 5 minutes.
All right.
And I'll get you out of here. Guys, ladies, if you're watching right now, the highest donation is $20 by Von Joe. If you donate to the channel, the highest donation is going to win this 8x11 autographed Javon Holland photo. Okay. It's a JSA certified. It's got the JSA in the back of the sleeve here. Okay. And 50% of all donations today are going to go towards, say it, Dolphreaky.
South Florida Dolphins United Dolphin Cancer Challenge.
Okay. Donate to the channel right now. Come on. You guys will donate to boot people off or to give people timeouts. Donate for this great cause.
Wait a minute. they donate. Yes, they donate to get people off.
All right, so this is a network made by the fans for the fans, Dolphreaky.
Fair.
Okay, and so if you don't like what somebody is, look, there we go, $25 donation by Haloti. I hope Halati.
Thank you.
Hope I said your name correctly. Who's beating that 25? Let's go.
Wow, that's awesome.
Let's go.
Haloti wants that the Javon.
And you can donate on Cash App or PayPal. Just let me know that you did donate on Cash App or PayPal, and I will look at it. All right, see, now you got to beat that 25. And it can't be in total. It's got to be like I let Von Joe do that total because I didn't see the donation. But if Von Joe wants to try it again, he's got to beat a $25 donation now.
Now we have a bidding war.
Yes. No, I'm not judging y'all. No, what I'm saying, see, Von Joe, don't say that. That's not what I'm doing. All right, so real quick.
What do you say?
Okay, so the rules are you pay donate $10 to the channel, and you can get somebody out for 10 minutes. Like if they're talking crazy or talking reckless, you're gone for 10 minutes. Take a timeout, okay? And you come back in 10 minutes, okay? If you are like just cannot stand what that person is saying or just like whatever, $50, you're gone for the day. Okay, $200 you're gone for the week, $500 you're gone for the month, which we've never had anything over $50, just so you know.
Okay.
And then
what happens? Like, how much is it to be gone forever?
$10,000. Nobody's ever done that. You're gone for life, but you can pay to get back on too. So, like, if somebody bans you for 10 minutes, you can pay $20 to get back on. Okay. It helps. To me, we do it in fun. It's just there are sometimes, people will take advantage of that. Maybe you don't like. I don't think that's been the case, with the exception of a few times up here. But I think it's all done in good justice.
What, they're like talking about Tua, or like they're getting ratchet.
Or somebody's like, I can't stand this take. Scummy says, I'm going to do my best to get somebody to donate. 10K. Filippo just donating $5 because he wants to donate to Dolphreaky's cause. Let's go. Anybody going to beat the $25 donation here of Haloti? I hope I said your name right. All right, while we're waiting to see that, and I know we got a couple more minutes, tell the people where we can find all of your stuff, Dolphreaky.
Okay, so this is lengthy. At Dolphreaky on Twitter and Instagram. Allie Goodman on Facebook, dolphreakysfriends.org. Dolphreaky's Friends is also on Instagram. Southwest Florida Dolphin Club is on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. What else? Also, if you just want to Google Dolphreaky, you'll find all the Dolphreaky stuff. The podcasts, the websites, the pictures, all that's
Just Google Dolphreaky and you'll get everything.
Have you ever Googled yourself, Steven?
You know what? Let's do it right now. Let's see.
You might find some stuff you didn't know was there.
Stephen Daniels. Apparently I'm a lawyer.
Oh.
And I'm a geographer.
Oh.
I was born in the 1950s. And then I see Spread Kindness Friday, my show. Now I see Steve Daniels, pediatric. I see that I'm a professor.
You're very successful.
I'm an electric contractor. And I'm a professor again.
Yes. You're smart. You help people.
I didn't know. I didn't know all these things about me.
It's all true.
Stephen Daniels, FBA, FACSS, FSA, FRGS, is a British cultural geographer. He was a professor in cultural geography and is now an emeritus professor at the University of Nottingham.
Wow.
Stephen Daniels.
We need to meet that guy.
We do need to meet that guy. We need to tell the guys in the UK, make this happen.
Yeah, they will find him.
I need you to go find this guy and say, we need to meet the other Stephen Daniels.
Yeah, like if you put in Dolphreaky in Google, like all kinds of weird old stuff comes up.
All right, Dolphreaky real quick.
A lot of my Twitter stuff like goes like directly to like images.
Your Twitter is the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Dolphreaky is unique, right? Like it's your name. People
have tried to steal it too. I've had some weird like Instagram pages made, and it'll be like Dolphreaky _ There was one that was so bad. It was like Dolphreaky fan page. Oh,
yeah, weird.
I can imagine. This Dolphreaky fan page like came up on Instagram, and it just had like a picture of this girl with her eyes like rolled back in the back of her head, and it was like, "This is what Dolphreaky looks like when I give it to her." I'm
what?
Like, yeah, that really happened.
People, do better. Do better.
Yeah, and like the picture was like some blonde girl. I'm like, really? Why do you have to do it? So I reported it, and I haven't gone back to check if it's been removed.
Well, there are a lot of pictures here, though, I see.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures.
Guys, ladies, gentlemen, peoplettes.
Who's the winner?
I'm going to give people 2 more minutes. Donate to the channel.
And the DCC.
And the DCC.
The Dolphin Cancer Challenge.
Yes. 50% of all donations today presented to Dolphreaky. Okay. I think that.
Also, did you know that the DCC last year was like the record-breaking year, and they raised like I don't know, like $3.5 million.
That's awesome.
They had the most participants out of any DCC. So we have records to break out here. So if you've ever wanted to do the DCC, just consider joining my team. It doesn't really take a lot. It's like $75 to enroll. And then, you can choose however much you want to fundraise.
Check your Cash App, Batman said. All right, check in the Cash App.
Oh, Batman. What's up, Batman?
$35 from Batman.
Thanks, dude.
Let's go.
Do we have a winner?
I mean, Batman, as far as I'm concerned, unless somebody else donates here before the show's out, I'll give people till the show's out. How about that? I'll give people, you get out of here. I'll give people till the show's off. Okay. And then I'll let you know who won. And
thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, everyone.
Ali, I need you to know I love you. You're one of my best friends.
I know that. Okay. I know that. And I love you too.
You're the best.
Thanks for being awesome.
I try. I wake up every day just trying to feel everything is awesome. Everything's better when you're part of a team.
It is, though. Like, if you think about it, like, you just need to wake up in the morning and think about your blessings and, like, go into the day with a mindset of, like, these are the things I'm going to accomplish. Try to say something nice to somebody every day. Try to do something to help somebody. If somebody is mean to you, just kill them with kindness. Life is so much easier when you're nice.
Kindness. I like that. Yes.
I deal with nasty people in the pharmacy all day, and I just can't believe the way that people behave out there. Like, it's just, crazy to me. So please don't treat people like that. Treat them how you want to be treated. And stay drama free.
Drama free. Hashtag what? Spread
kindness.
That's what I'm about.
Yep. Thanks for having me today.
I love you. I'll talk to you later. Tell Jared I love him.
I will.
And we got to talk about some things. Chicago. We got to talk about some stuff.
Yep. Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Call me later.
Peace.
Bye.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. That was fun. That was a fun show. I don't know if y'all enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it. I do want to say right now, Batman is leading with his $25 donation. We are giving this away to the highest donation today. Batman with his 35 leads at the moment. So whoever beats that, or if nobody does, Batman will win. But 50% of all donations we're going to send towards Allie's DCC team. That's how I'm going to put it. Because it's Southwest fan. You knew Allie, Dolphreaky's DCC team. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to say. Okay. So, yeah. All right. K's 1989 has a very good question for me. Steven, I have a question. If you had a neighbor who was talking crap about you behind your back, how would you handle it? How would I handle it? That's a good question, K's 1989. I have had my run-ins with stuff like this, in this community, in this world, with real life people. And so K's 1989, how I've always handled it is I always believe one of two things. If that person is not man enough or woman enough to say it to your face, then it's not worth your time. And if it's something where you think they're, disrespecting you, you do about it behind closed doors. You go to that person, you address it with them one-on-one in a very de-escalating, calm demeanor. Hey, look, I want to talk to you about something. When do you have time? Don't just sneak up. Say, when is there a time that you and I can talk one-on-one? You let that person talk or say what they're going to say. And whenever it does, you say, hey, look, this is what I want to address you about. I heard X, Y, and Z that you were saying this. I just want to give you an opportunity that if you do have any issues with me, to tell me, because I have to tell you, hearing this, is very hurtful, or, really pisses me off, or whatever the case is. But I just want to give you a chance to address this before I make any assumptions on what may or may not said, because I want to hear from you if you feel this way. And then you shut up and you let that person talk. And if they're gonna say whatever they're gonna say, but you address it in a calm manner. And and what I'll say to that is this: at that point, you have one of two options. You can choose to believe in whatever they're gonna say, and keep it at that, or you can walk away from it saying, you know what? At least I know who this person's true colors is now. And I know what I can or cannot do with that person moving forward. All right. And so that's how I would address it at that point. I believe everybody has character defects. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes problems, or has problems or issues. But I don't think we should ever kill people for how they feel about, something. Or it could be that person was in a bad moment. And I'm never going to. I have had plenty of people talk crap about me behind my back. It doesn't hurt me. I can't say it doesn't hurt me. It does hurt, but I've always addressed it with them one-on-one. And there are some really amazing friendships I have because of that, because I address it with people in that manner, in that way. And if people don't want to address it with you in that way and want to make a public spectacle, that's not what I'm about. And I'm not, I don't have time for it. So that's how I've always been and always say. So Kane's 1989, I hope that I answered your question. I think that's my free advice for you for the day. Yeah. People talking about you behind your back are going to always change the story in your face. That's fine. But you can Repeat whatever that person said to their face and say nothing else. See what they say and look in their face. Then every day after that, you give them a big middle finger. I wouldn't. Nobody's perfect except God. That's right, Mr. Polk. I totally agree with that. Look, that's how I choose to deal with things. And that's how I've always been about it. And you can ask anybody in this community. That's how I've always dealt with things. I keep it 100. What did Andrevius say? Who's talking crap, Steven? Let them know so I can boo them harder than I boo you. Guys, Batman right now is leading. $35 donation. Shout out to Batman. Shout out to everybody who did. Anybody beats this donation, they get this. Guys, this is for a good cause. This is going to the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, Allie's team. You guys donate for a million reasons all the time. I thought for sure we'd get a couple of heavy hitters for this bad boy, but not just for that, to donate to a great cause. Come on. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow, but more importantly, help for a good cause. Come on. It's Javon Holland. It's JSA certified. By the way, this is courtesy of ZSM Sports, our sponsor for the show. Shout out to ZSM. Andrevia says, "Who's talking crap, Steven? Let me know so I can boo them later." We got to beat whoever talking crazy up though. We love drama. Yeah, I don't like drama. I've never been a big drama person. Lakers All Day said, how much did Batman put up? Batman right now has the highest donation of $35. $35. You guys beat Batman's donation of $35? I'm just saying. I'm going to stay on for another 4 minutes. So you have 4 minutes to beat that. Let's go. Tomorrow's going to be fun. It's going to be Spread Kindness Friday. I will be on with Cameron 954. That will be good. Steven, I don't know who's talking crazy. That's not Kane's 1989 asked me a question. I answered his question. He said, I have a question. If you had a neighbor who's talking crap about you behind your back, how would you handle it? I answered the question, Andrevius. Okay? Gosh. Yes. Andrevius always trying to start something on Andrevius. No goodness will. I'm just trying to bring the world together, one Dolph fan at a time. Let's see here. So Steven ain't going to talk about me. I'm defunding the show. I don't know. Where can I get name patches at? I don't know where you can get name patches at. But I bet you if you ask Allie would know. So, all right. Again, tomorrow's Spread Kindness Friday. Cameron 954 in the building. That'll be fun. And then we'll be back next Monday. And next week is my birthday week. We're going to party all week. And we're going to celebrate my birthday here on the show next Friday. It's going to be good times. Good times. Your boy's turning 34. Oh, man. Lakers all day. Let's go. Let's go. Lakers all day with the $50 donation. Who's beating Lakers all day? $50 donation. Come on. Let's go. Javon Holland. And you get to raise, we're raising money for a great Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Let's go. I like it. I like it. I want some more of it. I tried. So anybody else got it? We got what do we got? 2 more minutes left. We got 2 more minutes left, y'all. 2 more minutes left. What else? What else? Is that it? Are you sure? Are you guys positive? Is there anything else? We will celebrate, Steven. Let's go. Steven, I need a white Jalen Phillips jersey. Well, Lakers all day. You need to shout out to ZSM Sports. Go see Zachary for all your cards, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. ZSM Sports, specializing in sports memorabilia. Facebook /ZSM-sports. Instagram at ZSM at sports ZSM. And wow, let's go. Haloti, let's get it, Phil's fam. Doing it for a good cause. $51 donation. Anybody else beating that $51 donation? Let's go. This is awesome, guys. You guys, y'all are doing an amazing thing right now. This is great. This is absolutely awesome. Amazing thing. Love it. You guys are great. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm going to hit the 3-hour mark. I'll stay on for an extra 10 minutes for this, because you guys are so awesome. Anybody else hitting that 51? Come on, somebody else hit that. Let's raise some money here, people. $51 right now by Haloti. Haloti, are you on Twitter? Hit me up on Twitter if you are. Was a good show. I enjoyed it. I love it. Today's show was great because I love the opportunity to hang out and talk with some people. For me, it's I just love talking with people. I love talking with friends. And Allie's been an amazing close friend of mine for a very long time. And we've been through a lot, and she's just great. I can't say enough great things about her. And there's so many people in the Dolphin community that are wonderful and amazing and fans. And I want to be able to put them more on a platform. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do this year, actually on Thursdays, maybe, is try to have, a platform for what I've been looking at. How can I grow the show? And I like that. Thursdays might be Fan Appreciation Day. And maybe I get one or two specific fans talk about what they're doing great in the community, and I bring them on. I think that'd be cool. I think that's what I might do on Thursdays during football season. Fan Appreciation Day. And we do that for like half the show. And the other half, we talk about Throwback Thursdays. That'll be good. I'm glad you're good, Kane's 1989. Get better, man. Get better. All right. Anybody beating the $51 donation? Who's got the $52? Who's got the $100 donation? Anybody got the hundo? Hundo? Let's raise some money for a good cause, y'all. Let's go. I love it. Hope y'all enjoyed the show today. I'll answer any questions you guys got for the last 4 minutes here. Any question? We'll wait to see if anybody beats that $51 donation, and you guys can ask me any question you want. I'll answer any question you want for the next 4 minutes. Let's go. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it and always enjoy your show. Keep up the good work. Anything? Roche, do you want to get on for 2 minutes and just say hello? Because you weren't on today. You took the day off, which is great. I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed your morning, bro. Anything? You can ask me anything you want for the next 4 minutes. 3 minutes. 4 minutes. We're trying to hit the 3-hour mark. I am Touche says, how many tickets do you have left for the Baltimore game? 10 tickets left. 10 tickets left. for the Baltimore game. Matter of fact, if you want tickets for that, we have individual tickets for the game, 10 of those left. The tailgate tickets, right now, we're still good. But if we start getting like, hey, we're hitting the number that we thought we were going to have, I'll let you all know saying, hey, look, go ahead and get it in. But yeah, if you want tickets to the Baltimore Ravens, Miami Dolphins, we have 10 tickets left to the game that's sitting with all Dolphins fans, a section for us. And then we have tailgate, and then we have a package that has a tailgate and a game ticket. So go ahead if you just want a tailgate, if you just want a game ticket, if you want a ticket and a tailgate, do it up here. Click the link in here. It's awesome. Marty Marr, follow Mark Angelo for that. It's awesome. I got 5 on it. I just need someone to donate the other 47. Thanks for the hard work, Steven. Hashtag fins up. I will allow anybody to donate an additional $47 for Saxman J. Will, and I'll figure out a way to send something to both of y'all if y'all beat Halodi's $51, unless Halodi comes back and beats it back with y'all. But yeah, if somebody else wants to donate the other 47, I'll make sure you both get something. I will make sure you both get something if anybody else donates that other 47 for Saxman J. Will. Steven, Miami Hurricanes having their practice tomorrow. Yeah, I'm thinking about I was trying to get Alex Dunno to come on, but he's so busy. Shout out to Alex. Alex just got something new that went out with him. Alex is such a good guy too. Love Dono. All good stuff, all amazing people that do stuff in this community, and I'm excited for tonight. Tonight, football starts on TV. Jacksonville Jaguars, Vegas Raiders. The starters aren't going to play. I don't think any of the real big starters for Jacksonville are going to play. And Vegas probably isn't going to have anybody really playing. But I'm just excited to hear football live. I'm excited for Tirico. Tirico's got that gig now with NBC. So it'll be Tirico and Collinsworth again. Steven, will you do a show on the day of your event? Yes, I will. I'm going to be running the event and doing a show, Canes 1989. So that Saturday night meet and greet, I'll do a show. And the Sunday game, I will also, the Sunday tailgate, I will also do a show. I will be, yes, doing double duty. Lakers all day. Steven, we should do a fantasy football league. If somebody wants to run it, I know Level 2 Noob was interested. I think Andrevius might have been interested. I am not. I will be the commissioner, but I'm not going to be in it. I don't do fantasy football anymore. But if y'all want to, maybe we can raise some money for the channel and also get some stuff for, I think it'll be interesting. I think it would be very interesting, and I think it'd be fun. So, but I'm not. Y'all get it together. I'll just be the commissioner. I'll figure, what we'll do. We could do the draft. We could do the draft on here, a live draft on here. That's how it would have to be. If we did a draft on here, it would be half the draft would be online here. We would run it live. We do a special show. And Roach and Noob, I think, could run the league. And a portion of the proceeds would go to the channel. And we'd figure out how the rest of the money work. I'm all for it. I will have final rules. I will have final sayings on trades and all that fun stuff. I don't mind doing that. I'm just not going to be in it. Cat for Life says, I'll join the league, Steven. There we go. So if Roach is watching, I don't know if Roach is watching or not. If he wants to get, if somebody needs to be the point person on getting everything together and getting people to join. And then once you guys get the league full, or tell me what you think the buy-in should be, and we'll figure out, how to break down the prizes and whatever. And then we can figure out how to set up a draft live and when everybody can be on at the same time in the evening and all that fun stuff. Rashad says he's definitely in. Clock Blockers Fantasy Football entry, $20, 10 teams. I was thinking more like $50 from what Roach and people were saying. Do a $50 team. I'm only joining the league if Tua is only allowed to be drafted by me, Andrevius said. I'm here. I got a lot with school and the channel. I'd be in it. Okay. Well, look, Cap, Rashad. I trust Rashad. Rashad, would you be the point person to get everything together? Von Joe. Cap for Life says $100, bro. Look, y'all just start a little chat. 50 even better went for me. All right, Von Joe or Rashad, would you guys be the point person on getting this league together? How about that? I'll do that right now. I need somebody to say yes, that there will be. I ran a league by myself. Rashad, yes. Okay, Rashad, this is what I need you to do. Hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or somebody, somewhere, something. And I need you to get in contact with all these people. It sounds like Lakers All Day, Cap for Life, Word of Mouth, Von Joe, Roach, Level 2 Noob. I think you have to do it at 50 or 100. Buy it, and we'll figure it out. Or Twitter. Rashad, hit me up on something. That way you can do it. Ask Stephen D, SKPL. Okay, Rashad will be the point person on this. All right, real quick. $51. Halodi's the biggest person. Is anybody beating this? 51? Okay. Come on, guys. We hit over the 3-hour mark today. Anybody got 100? Anybody beating this with 100? Come on, let's get a $100 donation before this day is out. 50% of all proceeds are going to the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, Allie's team. Somebody get Allie's. Come on, let's get there. Let's get one more big donation or two more big donations. Come on. Real quick, let's go. Carrie P says, I'm in. Carrie P wants in on it too. Rashad. So, Rashad, if you have a pen and paper, just Carrie P, Cap for Life, Von Joe, Lakers All Day, Word of Mouth, Roach, Level 2 Noob, and I think that might be it. Fantasy Football League. Clock Blockers Fantasy Football League. So top two prize. So there'll be a portion of the proceeds that go to the channel. You guys will do the draft. You'll do the draft on here. So that has to be, everybody has to be on camera, has to do the draft on here. First and second will get a prize. Portion of the proceeds go to the channel. And last place has to do something public on the channel. Say something, do something. I think that's how it should be done. And we'll all get together in a group chat or a group text message, and we'll figure it all out. We'll hash it all out. Flipside Fishing wants to do it. Let's say $50 buy-in. $50 buy-in. All right. Halodi, unless anybody beats me here in the last minute and a half, I'm going to check Cash App and PayPal just to make sure nobody did it on there. Oh, wow. Sandy just did $60. Sandy just did $60. Sandy Soski just did $60 on PayPal. All right. See, it says 58.21 because Cash App or PayPal takes their thing, but $60 beats that. All right, anybody beating 60? Shout out to Sandy. Sandy's in the lead right now. Anybody going once? Going? Sandy just sent that. I'm just making sure nobody else sent me anything. Is that it? Anybody beating Sandy's $60 donation? Winner wins this, and you also get to donate to a great cause. Dolphins Cancer Challenge, Allie's team. Maybe what we'll do, John, is if I get more than enough people, maybe what we'll do is we'll do 2 divisions. Cat for Life, I'll give something else away tomorrow. If I get 20 people that sign up, maybe we'll do two leagues, and then the winner in week maybe we'll send it where like week 17, the 2 winners of each league will play against each other in week 17. We'll set it up that way. Great question. Where do we send the buy-in? You'll send it to Cash App or PayPal on my or Cash App. Cash App's better. But don't send it till wait to send it. Wait to send it. Don't send it yet. Let's get it all. I don't want you guys to send me money and then I need to. Rashad's going to get with me. I'll have Rashad be the point person on this, and we'll do it that way. Okay? That's how we'll do it. All right? All right. All right, Sandy, I think you won unless anybody else beats the $60 right now. Any $100? Any $100? Anybody beating the 60? Any $75? $75 gets you it, and you get to donate to a great cause. Any $75? If somebody does $100 right now, I'll end it. I will end it. You will win. You'll be the person. It goes to a good cause. Let's go. Great show as always, Stephen. Much love. Fins up. I appreciate it, Ryan AP. Thank you, brother. Anybody going once, twice? $75 gets you to the promised land. Okay. All right. What are we doing? We're raising so any 50% of all donations today are going to go towards Allie's DCC team, Dolphreaky's Dolphins Cancer Challenge ride along team, where they're raising money for cancer, the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. So 50% of all donations, and whoever has the highest donation wins. That's what we're doing, Trucker Shong. So right now, $60 is the highest from Sandy. And I'm just seeing if anybody will beat her. The goal was try to get a $100 donation from somebody, and I was hoping somebody would do that. But everything helps. It's awesome. It's good stuff. Wins what? Javon Holland autographed 8x11. JSA certified. Javon Holland autographed 8x11. I will send it to you. Courtesy of ZSM Sports. And aside from that, you get to donate to the Dolphins Cancer Challenge through Alley, which is great. But I'm about to go off. Sandy, unless somebody donates here in the last, you know what? I keep on saying it, but I keep on extending it. So here's what I would do. I promise I will do a 2-minute timer right now. If anybody, here's what I'm going to do. So Sandy has timer 2 minutes. Starting now. Okay. You got 2 minutes to donate. If not, Sandy's going to win. Got to beat the $60 donation. $90 seconds. Quit extending it, Sandy. Look, this is it. This is the timer. 1 minute and 22 seconds. If they have not donated or told me in the chat that they have donated at that point, because if you donate on Cash App or PayPal, just put it into the chat. Before the 1 minute, you got 1 minute left. Before, what are you guys going to do? 50, 49, 48. I think I give everybody a fair chance, fair opportunity at this. Raise some money for a good cause. Maybe everybody's going to come in at last second. See, that's the other thing too. Some of y'all might be waiting. All right, I'm just going to get it in at the last second, and then I'll be the winner. All right. Make sure nobody donated. Sandy, you are the winner. Unless somebody donated on Cash App that I didn't see here, which I don't see. Let me make sure PayPal is good. You're good, Sandy. Sandy, you have won. Let's go, Sandy. Vaughn, if you send $100 right now, I'll send you something else. Vaughn 954, you send 100 right now, I'll send you something else. I got you. But Sandy, you won this. Shout out to Sandy. Because it goes to a good cause. And I'm trying to raise as much money as I can for that cause. I'm donating the picture to Allie. You want me to give it to Allie? You sure, Sandy? That's awesome. All right, I will tell her that that's what you want to do. Shout out to that. That's awesome. I actually have a whole bunch of stuff. So you know what? Yeah. I'm trying to Von 954, stop messing with me. If you're gonna do it. Otherwise, don't talk about it, be about it, Von 954. But you know I'll take care of you. All right, guys. Tomorrow is Spread Kindness Friday. I ain't gonna tell you. See, right now you're playing with my emotions, Von 954. Let's go. Sandy, you're awesome. I do want to say thank you to that. That's awesome. She can keep it for her cave or raffle off. Sounds good. I will let her know that, and I will send that to her. Let's do something for tomorrow. More people get paid tomorrow, John Rudy said. I will do something for tomorrow for you guys. Definitely. We'll do something tomorrow. It'll be good stuff. Von 954, the offer still stands. If you send something to me today, I will take care of you, Von 954. John Ruiz said, Joey says, I legit get paid tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do something else. I think y'all will like tomorrow. Okay. So thank you everybody who donated today. Joey says, they best not piss me off tomorrow. I want no prizes except silence from idiots. I want Holland. Pause. You guys are too funny. I do love you guys. Y'all are the best fans in the world. Thank you for your support, your donations. They go absolutely a long way. And I will talk to you all tomorrow right here on Miami Sports Music, #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blocker, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.